Hey, I'm your host, Anthony Tank Mansfield, and with me today is
Lauren Bishop.
and this is What You Into.
What you into? What you into?
What are you doing? And we're recording right now, by the way.
I was just clapping.
So, listener, the first time ever somebody started clapping before the show, and of course, it's my wife, Lauren Bishop, who's back on the show. Also, the only person that's ever been on the show, like a third of a time, because you came on to an episode that we were doing with Hannah and Quad for FCC. And then you popped in on like the last third of it.
So this is episode 3.5 for me?
I think so, yeah. So you're like in the Dale Earnhardt and a third club. So I think you're like Dale Earnhardt Dale. Like you're... I'm not quite sure where this puts you in.
I'm not either.
I don't know, but you're back on the show. How was
back.
How was getting down here?
It was really easy. No traffic.
Just straight down the steps?
Yep, straight down the steps.
Listener, my wife decided it was a good idea to start laundry before the show when we record down here. And then she's like, do you think it'll pick up the dryer?
No, I didn't ask. I was
did.
just about to put the clothes in the dryer, and then you admonished me not to do that because you were worried the mics were going to pick it up. But like... It's in another room. The dryer's not that loud. I just thought it was like a convenient time to do laundry. I'm in the room next door to the laundry room. Like, why not throw a load in while we're talking?
Honey, you are a very special guest on multiple levels.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I'm happy doing the podcast with you. This podcast that we're going to talk about today, we're talking all about going on vacation for the past 10 years of marriage. Are you okay? Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sorry. You just started laughing, and then I started laughing, and then I couldn't stop.
It's okay. It's okay. We're going to reset the train on the tracks. That's what we do on the show.
Is this like the equivalent of when like people used to invite over friends to show them like a slideshow of their vacation? Like, are we gonna like just bore your listeners to tears talking about 10 years of our trips together?
Well, I think it depends on what that slideshow is.
That's true.
You know, I mean, if it's a slideshow where it's like, and here's us in front of a waterfall, and here's us in front of a tree. Like if you have a slideshow where it's like, here's us with a hooker. It's like, well, that's a different slideshow. Like there's some interest here. What's going on? What's happening? You know, so I mean, there's multiple slideshows you can show people.
That's true.
Yeah. But
do we have any hooker photos?
We don't have any hooker photos.
I don't remember any, but
well, and honey, they're sex workers, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm canceled.
You are, and people expect a lot more out of you than they do out of me because I'm a white guy.
Damn it. The bar is much lower for you.
I know. It's pretty great. All right. So let's do this. Let's get into some plugs real quick before we actually get into the show itself. So on IG, at Lauren Bishop. On Twitter, Misprint95. Are you still using Twitter now that Elon's there?
Very little. Like every once in a while I'll tweet something random, but I'm really not on there much anymore.
Yeah. Twitter is just a hellscape. It is.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's just a hellscape, and it's not good for my mental health or anybody's mental health, frankly.
Yeah. Other than if something happens in terms of like breaking news, like when something first happens.
That's about when I go.
Twitter is like that's like the only time Twitter is worth anything.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just like Matt Walsh and a bunch of women with blue hair screaming at each other, and I'm just like, this is really not solving anything.
Yeah, and it's just. Yeah, it's just a lot of like tweets that will make you unable to sleep at night.
Yeah, it's
like it's not good.
It's just the front lines of the culture war.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to plug? Mid Cincinnati Roller Girl season right now.
Yeah, we've got 2 more games. One tomorrow night, which is May 13th, and one June 10th. Both at Sports Plus. Tomorrow night's sold out, but this episode won't air before that anyway. So get your tickets now for June 10th,
Get
our
'em
home
now.
season finale.
Come out, check it out. I like Sports Plus. It is a fun place to go see a game.
I mean, the cool thing about it is like you can get really close to the action.
Very
That's-
close.
That's like really the main thing it has going for it.
Yeah, I always kind of think of it in terms of like, going to, like when stuff is at Xavier, it's kind of like going to see a WWE show, like at Nationwide or something, where there's like the glitz and the glamour.
Yeah.
But seeing stuff at Sports Plus kind of gives me the feel of going to go like an indie wrestling show where I still get all the action that I love, but it's just in more of like a more DIY environment.
Exactly.
And that's cool because it's way more intimate.
Yeah.
And like, I can interact with the game more and the game interacts with me more because it's just closer. You can actually be heard when you scream stuff.
true.
It's a cool environment to be in.
Yeah.
So
So are you going to be there?
maybe, I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
All right.
I still got
Stay tuned, listener.
I still got another game I might be able to go to. I don't know. I just got things going on tomorrow.
I know.
And it's just I've seen a lot of roller derby games.
You have.
There's been so many of them.
Yeah.
So if I miss one, I don't feel like
No, it's fine.
in the grand scheme of things. All right. Well, now your friends that are listening to this episode hate me. Thank you, honey.
Anytime.
Way to. Again, stuff that most of the other guests that come on the show don't set me up to fail.
I'm not setting you up to fail. It was an honest question. You said you might stop by, make an appearance,
There's a
get
possibility.
a drink at the Sports Plus bar.
Listener, you might have seen me at this game. There's a possibility. I might have been there. Anything else you want to plug?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay. Listener to find me at Neil to Know on Instagram is where it's happening at. Working on some artwork stuff right now. But other than that, just kind of chilling and doing the show. Thanks a lot for listening to it. And yeah, follow the Instagram. All right. So really no need for an opening topic. Let's just get into the main. So we're talking about our vacations for the past decade now. So basically everything from our wedding and our honeymoon forward.
Right.
Right. Okay. So 10 years of vacation. What's the reoccurring theme with our vacations?
At some point, I don't know when it started, but at some point it started to really revolve around like, where can we go that has good beer and food?
Yeah, that really became the thing at some point. I'm not.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll figure that
Yeah,
out during
maybe.
the course of the show when that happened. But yeah, there was a point where it was just like, where can we go eat and drink? And
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I feel like we're very conscious about the times of the year that we go to these places. Like, it's not like the kind of thing where, we try to go to Denver in like January or something like that. Like, we do try to place it throughout the year so we do have good weather when we're out there.
Right.
But yeah, that very much has become a thing, is like going to major brewery cities in America.
And I think the other criteria is like, do we know somebody there? Like, we don't have to, but it helps if we know somebody there who can show us around, like from the locals' point of view.
Yeah, and I do think that does go back to the roller derby days kind of thing, where we met a lot of people throughout North America and technically internationally.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of friends that are all throughout the state, or at the very least we can do the whole Kevin Bacon thing where we know a friend of a friend in every city.
Yep.
Where we can get a hold of somebody and be like, hey, what's going on, what's happening here, and get to see people and hang out. Sometimes we get free rooms out of it, which is always cool. And sometimes it's just, we get to meet for dinner and drinks, which is always fun as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's do this first. So I made a list of everything starting with our honeymoon going forward. But I wanted to put a couple things on here that have been places that we've like visited multiple times and that is not related to vacations. This is
Right.
stuff that is... we've been there for the holidays. Usually is what's happened. So like going to visit my parents in McConnellsville, Ohio, or going to visit your parents in Delaware, or visiting your brother and his family in Pennsylvania. So let's get into that.
All right.
All right. So first thing I got on the list here is I guess kind of going in like like one of the first things we did was we did go to Delaware and we hung out with your parents when we primarily did like holidays there, like we would do Christmas there and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and so one of the times we went there, we went to Dogfish Head.
Yeah, I think that was for one of my high school reunions. I think that's when we did the Dogfish Head.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because we went with some of my high school friends.
Yes, but a super cool brewery.
Yeah.
Like it was really amazing to go to one of the older breweries in America that's doing what now the modern craft scene is,
Yep.
and getting to see it and just the entire setup of that campus.
Yeah, it was huge. Like I knew it was big, but I had no idea what exactly it was going to look like. But it was, a massive facility.
Yeah, it was by far one of the largest breweries I've ever been in my entire life. And listener, when I do say campus, like I'm not exaggerating. This place had multiple buildings on it.
Yeah, because wasn't the production facility like a quite a bit of a walk from like the kind of tap room?
Yeah, well, so what happened was when you pulled up, which first off, where it is fucking crazy. It's in like a subdivision.
Was it?
Yes, because remember, like we literally parked in front of somebody's house.
Oh, I didn't remember that part.
Yeah,
That's funny.
so
Delaware is mostly subdivisions, so that makes sense.
So I think what it was I think they built the facility there before the subdivision moved in, and then at some
that's what
point
happened.
a
Yep.
subdivision decided to pop up around Dogfish Head, and we literally just parked on the street in front of somebody's house.
Yeah, because it's in like southern Delaware-ish, and that part of the state was really just farmland for a long time.
Right.
And now it's like in the last, I don't know, 20, 30 years, it's like development has been out of control.
Expanding and
Yeah.
just all over the place. So I definitely remember that. And then we walked inside, went to the tap room, pretty like kind of hippie tap room kind of feel, 360-degree bar kind of thing. I definitely remember like all like the stuff on the board was like hand drawn and stuff still and
Yep.
all that. And then we went on a tour, and during the tour we went to the brew house. We got to see like all their all the vats that they had and what they were brewing with. But then I believe it was, and I might be wrong, but wasn't it like they had a pipeline that took the beer out of that building? And then we went on a
right.
walk like a quarter mile
Yeah.
or something. And so like all the beer ends up flowing through this tube down into the production brewery where all the packaging is done at. And then we got to see that where they have like their bottle line. I don't remember if they had a can line at that point or not. I definitely remember lots of bottles.
I remember seeing bottles. Yeah, I don't remember cans.
Yeah, it
might have been sort of
pre-canned.
pre-canned.
Yeah. But like bottles of everything,
Yeah.
and then their kegging system and how that worked. And it was just fascinating because it was like one of the largest breweries that I'd ever been in, still to this day.
Yeah, yeah.
And back then, having, I think like the only brewery at that point I'd really been in was like maybe Rheingeist, or it might even be
like
it might even
local
be
breweries.
pre-Rheingeist.
I don't think so, because Rheingeist, like I always remember when Rheingeist opened because it was the same year we got married, 2013. Because I remember going to Rheingeist like a couple months before our wedding. So I think we did that trip to Delaware in 2018.
I also remember the opening of Rheingeist because we got a growler. And
Yeah, we didn't.
And we opened it and started pouring it in the brewery, and they were like, "Yeah, you can't do that." And we were like, "It's not a pitcher," and they're like, "No."
Yeah, we didn't know how growlers work.
We didn't know how
rules. Yeah,
yeah. We legit thought that growlers were pitchers.
Yeah.
we were like, "Oh, okay, cool." So like,
we're like, oh, that's a much better deal.
yeah, it's a
Let's
much
just
better
get a
deal. Let's just
growler
get
and
that.
split it.
Yeah, like why would we buy individual
Whoops.
pint glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that day we learned. And
We
so,
did.
And so now we don't do that anymore. But yeah, so that was a very cool spot to go to. And then going to visit my family, generally for Christmas. We've went through there in southeastern Ohio near Athens. We've been to Weasel Boy in Zanesville, which Weasel Boy has like a GABF beer.
Yeah, which is wild.
Yeah, like, so listener, GABF, Great American Beer Festival, or is it American America? I don't know. Anyways, GABF, whatever. I mean, if you're really gonna bust my balls about this, I don't fucking care. So
I'm not.
yeah, trust me. There's some people listening to me like, he doesn't even know. It's like I don't care.
It's GABF. Whatever.
Yeah, GABF. So they have like an award-winning beer from there that's like it's like some kind of stout or something. It's like a Russian stout, I think. and it's just super cool. It's like this little brewery. It's on the Muskingum River. You can look out the window. You can see it. They got a little deck. You can look at the river. Super cool spot. And then also my parents recently in their hometown, McConnellsville, they got a brewery that's like right down the street from where they live, the Old Bridge Brewery. And my parents love this place, and they are so stoked that when we come, they're like, "Now, would you like to bring your growlers with you? Because you can get beer from here."
His parents are not really beer drinkers, by the way, but
they are not. But
they go with us when we visit.
yes, and my parents have always been supportive of me, no matter like what hobby or thing I'm into. So like they're like, "We know you like breweries. We have a brewery," and so we go there. And I'll be honest, the beer pretty good. Like
it is, and they have coal-fired pizza there now, which is also excellent. Like I was like blown away by how good it was the last time we were there.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, their beer is like, next level or it's like a hidden gem or anything like that. But as far as like, do they make good beer? Like, is it something where every time I go there, I finish everything I drink there? Absolutely. And they do a really good job of multiple styles. So yeah, I'm really stoked that my hometown now has their own little space.
Yeah, and it's a super cool spot too. Like what was it? It was like a garage or something before, like an auto repair shop or a car dealership.
It was a car dealership when I was growing up. Yeah, that's it.
So they've got like the garage doors that can open and that whole thing.
Yeah.
It's also across from one of the country's smallest Krogers, which I'm kind of obsessed with this Kroger, and I take a picture of it every time we're there, sitting outside of the Old Bridge Brewing Company, because it's just like the cutest Kroger I've ever seen.
Listener, it's fucking wild. Like you can't even wrap your head around how
it's like the size of a small convenience store.
And Kroger's like what? Like one of the top 5 grocery stores in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they were trying to merge with who was it, Albertsons or
I don't know
whatever,
what happened with that.
Which that also is like a top 5 supermarket, and so they're trying to become like the number 1 grocery store in America, and it's just this dog shit. Like super weird, super small Kroger. You literally cannot fit 2 carts down the aisle at the same time.
Yeah, it's really like from the outside, it looks like no other Kroger you've probably ever seen, unless you've been to McConnellsville, Ohio.
Yeah, if you're on the outside end, if you're where the produce is when you come in on the left, and then if you're in the freezer, then you can get it. But if you're in any of the middle aisles, you literally cannot fit.
Yeah.
And there's like some of the aisles have poles in them. It's like you have to like navigate around a pole. Like it just makes zero sense.
Shopping adventure.
Yeah. So if you visit McConnellsville, Ohio, check out that Kroger. So and then the other place I felt like we needed to bring up, just because of it's something that we're visiting on the regular, is when we go to visit now for Christmas. We go to see your brother and Angie and the kids in Mechanicsburg in Pennsylvania.
Yep. Yeah, Central PA. So there's a decent number of breweries around there, and there always seems to be like a new one opening. Like I think that's happening in much of the country.
Yes.
But like Trogs is the big one that people have probably heard of that's near there.
Trogs is the big one. We've been there multiple times.
Yeah.
Trogs is pretty mind blowing when you roll up on it.
Yeah.
'Cause, like I feel like every time we've been there, it's just been completely overwhelmed, and it's amazing like how many people they can serve and fit in the parking lot.
They've got
fit
it
in
down.
The brewery, and it's a pretty amazing space.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in like Trogs and Brothers Breweries. Like I don't get a lot of their stuff often, but I do get it sometimes. But I'm stoked that I did get to go and see that brewery and check it out.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. It's definitely worth the visit.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you've never been there, you should at least go once.
Yep.
To see what it is. But the breweries that we go to now when we're there, your brother loves Evergreen. He takes us there.
Yeah, Evergreen's. Yeah, I like Evergreen too.
Every year we go to Evergreen.
Yep.
Evergreen's really cool. It's an interesting concept. It's like it very much embraces that whole thing of like, we're going to make the brewing process front and center. So you can see all their equipment immediately when you walk in.
Behind the bar, right?
Just behind the bar. Yeah. So like the bar is literally pressed up against their tanks.
Yeah.
And so when you walk in, you're like, oh shit, that's where the beer is being made at. And you just see everything. So yeah, very cool spot. Dig it. And then also you've never been, you've been to one of their outposts, is a 0 Day. And 0 Day is great. 0 Day is this cool brewery. It's in that area that they have the brewery itself, but then they also have what's called Outpost. So
Gotcha.
we went to like that farmer's market that one day at their version of like the North Market or whatever, or like the family market.
Yes.
Where, there was all these independent like people
Yep.
selling stuff, like soaps, or they were selling meat, or they were selling chocolate or coffee.
Yeah.
Or just a whole like thing of like farmer's market vegetables. And then in one of the buildings, they had their own little bar that they had set up.
That's right.
And it was cool because you could like get a beer and you could walk around the entire complex and have a beer, or you could just chill out at the bar while, your wife's going around and buying plants.
Was that what I was buying?
At the time.
In December? I guess I could be buying plants in December.
I'm just saying, if I had one of those spots, that would definitely be the move. I would just be like, I'm going to hunker down here. You go do your thing, buy some plants, come back, pick me up in 45. All right, let's get into actual vacations. So let's talk about, so you and I got married July 13th.
2013.
2013.
This might have been kind of when it started, like, because you knew of some breweries in Asheville that you wanted to visit. And like the Asheville thing, like we didn't know for a while, like what we wanted to do for our honeymoon or where we wanted to go. Like we were both pretty poor at the time.
We were very poor.
We didn't really have, like, you were teaching, I was working at a nonprofit, a museum, and like we just did not have like the funds for like an extravagant honeymoon. So we were like, where can we drive that would be cool?
How can we avoid plane tickets?
Right. How can we not fly? And I think one or both of us, I think we like threw it out there on Facebook, like just asking where we should go. And like a lot of people recommended Asheville. It's only, if you're not familiar with this area, it's like 5.5, 6 hours from Cincinnati. It's a very easy drive.
Yeah, it's equivalent to like if we were to travel to Chicago.
Yeah.
But instead of going west to, Illinois, like going east and ending up, more on the coast.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, the south.
Yeah, and we hadn't been, like, I was a little skeptical, but like enough people were raving about it that I was like, okay, let's check it out. And then we decided to, like, we did half of it in Asheville, and then we went to Wrightsville Beach because I just wanted, like, we got married in July, and I just wanted, like, at least some of our honeymoon to involve a beach, like, because I'm a beach person and you're not. So that was the compromise. Like, we'll do
Yes.
half of the honeymoon in Asheville and half at the beach.
That was the deal. Because you are a person of the sand and the water, and
I am a Pisces.
And I get very bored being outside. Mm-hmm. And okay. So that's how we split this thing up. And we're going to talk about both. Yep. So let's get into it. So, all right. So we arrive in Asheville. Pretty cool spot. Things that stuck out to me that I remember from that trip distinctly are we stayed at the Omni Grove Park Inn, which is
for like just one or two nights.
Just a night. Yeah. One night. We were there a night.
Because again, we were poor. The place is not cheap. Actually, like no place in Asheville is cheap anymore. But like we stayed in a hotel the rest of the time, which was cheaper than the Grove Park Inn.
Yes, but I will say the Grove Park Inn was by far the most unique and just extravagant hotel I've ever stayed in my entire life.
Yeah, like the property and the building itself. Like our room was nothing to write home about.
No.
Like it was just okay. But like, yeah, the property is beautiful. Like I would tell people, like it might be different now because this was 10 years ago, but I would tell people like just visit the hotel, like get a drink or have a meal on that like terrace restaurant. Remember like the view, like there's like sunset view, like it's probably called the Sunset Terrace or something. I don't know. There's a spa there too, which I've heard is great.
Well, I mean, the setup is you go up this like long private drive. You're surrounded by a lot of trees and woods. I feel like you like drive through a tree or something at some point.
That sounds familiar.
Like, and I think something fell over or something while we were there and somebody got blocked. Anyways, there's all sorts of like gators and
gators.
The RV things, not the
like the alligators.
Yeah, not alligators. No, like
what are you talking?
Like
about?
golf carts. That
got it.
That they haul you around on because it's also a campus. Like it has multiple buildings on this property outside of just the main hotel. But the hotel is just crazy. Like it was made. Like it was built like something ridiculous, like over 100 years ago, and presidents have stayed there, and Michael Jordan, and
Yeah, just Google it.
this and that. It's
We both have bad memories. That sounds right.
yeah. But like everything is supersized. Like they had like a gigantic fireplace that was the size of you. Like we took a picture.
I remember that
beside
picture.
The fireplace.
Yep.
And then going out on this incredible terrace that just is this long, like, so when you walk out on this thing, it's like you're kind of in the middle of it, and then there's the wings of the hotel that go out beside you.
Yes.
So then it kind of ends up framing as you overlook. We were overlooking Asheville.
I think so. Yeah.
And then also below you, because you're on a hillside, so then like you can take stairs to get down to this other building that's just all like massages and all sorts of like
Yeah, the spa.
like health spa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a very cool place to be. It was very interesting to be there. But I agree with you. I feel like you can go there for happy hour or a dinner, and you're just as well.
And this was really before Airbnbs too. I mean, I think they existed, but like that, like we definitely didn't even like look for any. Like I don't even think they were really established, because like hotels were like the only option.
Yeah, we
on that whole trip.
Yes, we immediately went for hotels for both those spots, because then we went to a loft, which is which was in downtown Asheville, which is great.
Yeah, we love that hotel.
Yeah. And so, takeaways from that trip, I distinctly remember going to Green Man for the first time.
Yeah.
Which Green Man's super cool. Green Man is a brewery in Asheville that does not get enough love. But it's very divey, and I mean that with all the love in the world.
Yeah.
Because it's a very cool spot,
Agreed.
very chill, and it's great. And then we also went to the Asheville Yacht Club?
Yeah, that was awesome. I think Jen and Lee recommended that to us, which was a great recommendation.
Yeah, and so the yacht club, you have to sign a book to get in, because there's some kind of rule in North Carolina where if you go to a club, you have to belong to it.
We went to some other bar where we had to do that, some like punk bar.
Yeah, well, that was like the Tiger Jaw or something.
Something Tiger.
The Flying Tiger. Yeah.
Wait, what was the other brewery that we went to that gets like all the pipe, or did?
Wicked Weed?
Yeah, Wicked Weed.
Yeah, we went to Wicked Weed. Yeah. So that was a way fun trip. It was a good time. And then we went to the beach. And so you were on the beach, and then I stayed in the hotel room, and I drew on the back of a painting. And then I got really paranoid that I was going to get busted by the law.
It's been 10 years and haven't
Still
heard
good.
peep, so I think you're good.
So, listeners, something that's fun to do if you're an artist is if you go to a hotel, if you take, allegedly, all this is allegedly, if you take a painting off the wall, because they always have shitty fucking
Mass-produced
like
art.
Mass-produced art you can buy at Target on the wall there. You can just take a Sharpie and draw on the back of it. And then you put it back up. And then maybe somebody will find it someday. And so I ended up drawing like this gigantic scene of like 3 kaijus like fighting in the middle of the middle of the ocean.
Did you take a picture of it?
Yes, I do have pictures of it.
Okay.
With the beach in the background and the hotel.
So we should go back to that hotel at some point and try to stay in the same room.
See if it's still there.
Maybe it's been remodeled by this point.
I don't know. If it got remodeled, hopefully the guy's taking it off the wall. Somebody saw it. Also, we were there. We saw Stevie Janowski from Eastbound and Down.
That's right. I didn't know who that was.
And
but
I was
you were very excited.
And I couldn't. I froze, and it was so weird that I froze for Stevie Janowski. I saw him, and I was like, "Hey." And then I just
Didn't you see him like in the gym or something?
Yeah, and so I felt bad because I didn't want to interrupt his workout, but I was so stoked that I saw him. Listener, if you've ever seen Eastbound and Down with Danny McBride, Steve Janowski is his like I don't know, it's like his helper, like manager. Basically, he just does whatever Kenny Powers tells him to do. And he's just really dumb and hilarious. He was also in Reno 911. He was the guy who would always be naked on Reno 911. Over in the future! Yeah, that guy. Like, and he would always like have coke all over his face and shit in bars and be naked.
But he was not naked when you saw him.
No, he was just working out.
I mean, he was in the gym. He could have been like on his way to or from the locker room.
Yeah, he could. Steve Janowski might have been naked at some point. All right, so all right, so we do that. We went to Boston the next year, 2014. We go to Boston. I don't really know if we have like much in the way of breweries there. We just did a shitload of bar hopping.
Yeah, I just remember drinking lots of Narragansett.
Yeah, so we were with like our buddies, Reverend Almighty. We hung out with him, Kara, and Murder and
Yeah, that was
Mandy.
Yeah,
Mandy.
They came up and like surprised us, right?
Right. Yeah, I think that's what the deal was.
Yeah.
Like, they popped up and they were like, "Hey, we're here too." We're like, "Oh shit, cool."
Yeah.
And then we just like went bar hopping. I remember it was raining and we just went to a bunch of bars in Providence. We ended up doing karaoke.
That's right.
Well,
I don't think we did, but we.
I will say this: it was one of my better karaoke's because.
Did you sing?
I did sing.
What did you sing?
I sang Van Halen.
Oh yeah.
And I did David Lee Roth kicks.
That's very on brand.
Well, if you're gonna do karaoke, and you
should do karaoke.
Yeah, you should do karaoke.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go up there and half-ass it.
No.
Usually I'm really bad at karaoke because usually I'm blacked out.
Yeah.
But this time I was in the pocket.
You weren't quite Junkers blacked out.
Oh my God. Top 5 fucking hammered of all time.
Oh, that was funny.
You know what the thing is, though? If you're going to get, like, aggressively blacked out, Junkers is the place to do that.
Oh,
right?
yeah. They don't judge.
No, they don't judge there.
I think you can still smoke there, maybe.
Pretty sure, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what Junkers is there for. It's kind of like you know how there's those rooms where, like, if you pay like $100, you can go in and take a hammer and like fucking bust up a few different flat screens and knock over some shit. Like, it's kind of like that.
You know what? All the love to Junkers, though. They're a sponsor of CRG, so I will love them forever.
Yeah, and 100% me too. Because again, just of the whole, it's Junkers. We're not here to judge.
Yeah, right.
You here to get fucked up? Here you go. And it's cheap. It's like, thank you, Junkers.
No, but they do cool shit. Like I saw like on their Facebook or Instagram, like they're open on Christmas, and I think they have like free food for people. You know, like they take care of their regulars.
I'm glad that Junkers is there for people on Christmas.
I mean, some people have nowhere else to go.
Go to Junkers. A Junkers Christmas.
A very Junkers Christmas.
A very Junkers Christmas. How has that not been a local Cincinnati thing?
Now I want to go to Junkers on Christmas.
Oh, me too. All right, let's. This year we're gonna go.
Family plans have changed.
Yeah, we're gonna carol. Sorry, Mom, can't come home for Christmas.
Gotta go to Junkers.
Gotta go to Junkers. All right, so 2014 also brought to us maybe the worst vacation we've ever done.
Oh yeah.
Put-in Bay.
Yes. Before that, like, I realized the trip to Dogfish it was 2014. It wasn't. I said 2018 earlier, so like that was that year also. But I don't remember if that was before or after the Put-in Bay debacle.
So, listener, I've never been to Put-in Bay in my entire life.
I hadn't either.
Neither had Lauren.
It was another place like I had heard of. The people went, and I did not know. Definitely did not do enough research into Put-in Bay.
And so I think it's my mom. My mom was like, "Hey, do you guys want to go for a weekend at Put-in Bay?" And we're like, I guess. Like, I know people go there, but I've never heard of it. My mom was like, "Yeah, me too." She's like, "I've heard of people going there. I don't really know what it's about, like, but it seems like fun, and your uncle really likes it. He goes up there. He has a great time." And we're like, "Okay." So in our head, like, what we were thinking it was going to be I don't know,
Sleepy little lake town.
Yeah, like a sleepy lake town. Right. Basically, we were thinking.
Right.
We were thinking this thing was going to be kind of like there's a beach, you can go hang out. You know.
There's some bars, there's some restaurants.
Yeah, but it's like pretty chill.
Yeah.
It's not that at all.
Not at all.
Holy fuck, is this place wild? So we park the car and you got to take a boat to get over. We go to a bar before we get on the boat because we missed the boat initially, and then we had to kill time.
Wasn't the bar like Tony something? I'm seeing this picture I took of you, yes. And you were like not happy at all because we'd missed the boat, and I was like, "Look, there's a Tony something restaurant," and I made you pose next to it, and you just look really angry in the photo.
Yeah, well, so we went to Tony's. And we took that in, and then we got on the boat, and the boat ride over is pretty cool. You know, we're like, like you're crossing what, Lake Erie, and
I think.
I don't know. It's one of the legs.
One of the Great Lakes.
I think it's Erie. I might be wrong,
That
but
sounds right.
you know what? Gun to my head, I'm gonna say Erie. And if I'm wrong, fuck. So anyways, so we get up on shore, we get our bags, we're coming off. My parents meet us in a golf cart, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And my dad's like, "Oh," and I'm like, what's that mean? And my mom's like, "Oh, now this hotel," she's like, it's pretty wild." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And my dad's like, "Yeah, we got kicked out of the hotel because, well, we didn't get, they didn't get kicked out. They had to evacuate the hotel because some fucking drunk dude set off a fire extinguisher in the lobby at like 3 p.m.
Yep.
Like, it was something completely wild." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And they're like, "Yeah." So then what had happened was my mom had booked us at this hotel. We get there. She didn't like look at pictures or anything or didn't know about it. And then so we get there, we check in, and then we can't use the elevator because the elevator is broke. So we have to walk up the steps. Yeah. And we're like walking by all these holes in the wall. And my mom's like, "Oh, do you think that's for the acoustics?" And I'm like, "No, people are getting drunk and punching holes in drywall."
Yep.
And that's exactly what had happened. People like had just peppered this entire hallway.
Yeah, it was bad.
With punch holes.
Yep.
And so then we passed a bar/nightclub on the second floor of the building.
Like literally attached to the hotel.
Like literally in a hallway.
Yeah.
Like, listener, imagine you're staying in a hotel and you're walking down like a hallway on the second floor of a hotel and you're like 211, 212, 213, 214, fucking club.
Which I think at 3 p.m. or whatever time it was, like, there was music. No, wasn't it? I think it was open. Like, there was stuff going on in there.
Well, and they also had the outdoor pool area party that was going on.
Like a cesspool.
So the entire time we're there, we're in our room. There was never not music happening while we were staying in this hotel room.
Yeah, or like laughing, screaming in the hallway. Like
it constantly smelled like weed.
Yeah.
The entire, like, there was never a time that people were not smoking blunts in the hallway, and there was never a time that someone was not screaming in the hallway.
Yeah.
No matter what time it was. So, like, I basically just, like...
How did we sleep?
We drank ourselves to sleep.
Did we have a white noise machine at the time?
No.
'Cause I can't sleep without one now.
Yeah, no, I can't either. No, remember? Because, like, every night we would go out, and we would go get drunk at the bar.
Yeah.
Just so we
could sleep.
Sleep and pass out. Yeah.
Oh, man. And again, this was sort of still before Airbnbs. Like, I don't know what the situation is there now, but... Like, there's really, and unless you rent like a private cottage or something, like, I don't know where else there is to stay. But yeah, like that whole island, it was just like overrun with bachelorette parties and just college kids
and cover bands.
Cover bands. Like, yeah, we just, like, I was just kicking myself for not doing more research ahead of time. But like, it's kind of, I mean, it really is a cute little town, island, whatever. Like, it's just... Yeah, it could have been something different, but this is what it's become, and people love it. Like, I still, know people who go and have a great time, and it's just not my thing at all.
It's crazy, like, how drunk people are there when it's daylight.
Yep.
Like, because, like, that's the thing is, if you're on that island, at any time of the day, you can find somebody who is blacked out.
Pretty much.
At least one person, like, if not more, like, definitely multiple people you can find that are just completely shit hammered.
The other thing I remember is just because we did, like, we went to some, like, there were some, like, cool bars and restaurants and stuff that we went to. Like, we found some spots that were not completely out of control, but I remember, like, sort of getting looks from the staff, like it was just very clear, like, we're not the typical Put in Bay, like, tourist visitors, whatever, because it was, I remember just kind of getting strange looks, like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
like those kinds of looks.
Yeah, I definitely remember there was, like, one bar you and I went to where we went there because they actually did have craft beer, and they had Fat Heads on tap.
Yeah.
And we just, like, kind of sat at the bar and just kind of chilled, and we're just kind of talking, and
yeah,
the bartender's just like, "What? How did you get here?" Like,
right.
He was just very confused, like, just very confused that we were, like, not screaming. Like, nobody was, like, walking into walls or throwing up. Like, it was just like, "Oh, you're okay." So yeah, that was by far like one of the craziest vacations I've ever been on. I don't think anybody walked away from that thing happy. I think all of us
No, we made the best of
we
it.
made the
I mean,
best of it.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
we tried, but like we were just all like, "Oh man, this is not what I signed up for."
No.
Luckily, listener, this does have a redemption arc when we go on another vacation with our parents with my parents in a few years. That was way
Right.
fun.
Yeah.
That we're going to talk about here in a little bit.
so we're now a year into the marriage.
Oh, well, no. Now we're in 2015.
Okay.
All right. So
2 years in.
So, are you on a timer?
No,
here?
no. Go ahead.
Okay.
We've got a lot of good material.
What? Okay. So fast forward 2015.
What did we do in 2015?
Oh, we went to Portland.
Oh shit. Okay.
All right. So this trip was hilarious because on multiple levels. So I was working at Christian Moorland at the time and hating my life. And you were working, were you at a nonprofit or were you
No.
now working?
I was working at an agency
Yeah.
at this time. Yeah. Yeah, so this was also July. This was like our anniversary month because it was for my cousin Mike's wedding, who got married around the same time.
So I booked this date off like immediately once I got the job and nobody checked the calendar. They were just like, yeah, you can totally have this day off in May. And then as
July.
sorry, it was July. Sorry. Why did
Yeah.
I say May?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was July. Yes, you're correct. So, but it was hilarious because like I got hired in August of the preceding year, and so nobody checked the date for July, and it was the weekend of the All-Star game in Cincinnati.
Oh, no, I was still at the museum at the time. Sorry. I'm getting all my jobs confused. Yes, because there was events at the museum around that time that I totally missed.
Yeah. So it was one of the largest bar weekends ever in the city, and I'm like, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah. Whoops.
Peace. I'm out. So ended up leaving. Listener, backstory on that. Funny things that happened. So the brewery I was working at got rented out by a group that turned into a nightclub for 3 days, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, and they had DJs and shit.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and then Frenchie was me, so Frenchie had to deal with all this stuff.
Oh, poor Frenchie.
Yeah, and they like brought in security and stuff that was like all the security was like firefighters and cops that had guns.
Yeah, they were probably like just after their shifts,
Yeah.
just picking up extra hours, money, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Allegedly Pac-Man Jones was there. Allegedly Pac-Man Jones decided to grab a bottle of whiskey off of one of the carts and then went and smoked blunts in another room, and then security had to come and be like, hey, you can't do that. And he's like, oh, my bad. So allegedly that might have happened.
That might have happened. That's
I wasn't there though. I was in Portland.
Right.
So I didn't see it. So we were in Portland. This was a pretty major pickup on the whole brewery thing.
Yeah.
Because I distinctly remember like we showed up and it was like, let's go downtown, let's go to breweries.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So we ended up going there. We ended up at the Shoots, which okay. We also ended up at Fatheads, which was interesting.
Right. Which is now no longer Fatheads.
Well, yes, and we're going to get to that in a
Okay.
little bit
Okay.
because we learned that
Yes.
on our return.
That was really weird.
That
like,
was really
walking in
weird.
there and being like, we've been here before.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in the downtown of Portland, they had a Fatheads. Fatheads is a brewery that started, I think it started in Pittsburgh and then ended up in Cleveland. And now they have a very prominent spot in Cleveland because that's where their production brewery's at. Yeah, and at the time they'd expanded out to Portland because that was the thing. That was that weird time in craft brewing that, you know, you look back now and you're just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Where people were like expanding to other cities.
Yeah. Right. That
But-
is kind of weird in retrospect. Like, it seems like a big gamble.
Yeah. Well, it seems like the kind of thing where it was just like, And a lot of breweries did this. And when we talk about the San Diego trip, we're gonna really hit that.
Yeah,
because that there's a lot of breweries that overexpanded at that point.
Yep.
But yeah, there was this trend where people wouldn't open like tap rooms overseas. They would open full-fledged fucking breweries.
Right.
With like they were brewing all their shit in-house and putting it on tap, right there, and and then also doing like production. It was wild.
Yeah.
So we did that. We also did Rogues, which was very cool because like Rogue is, one of those breweries that like you just know of because they've been around for fucking ever.
Right.
Yeah. So we got to go there and check their shit out, which was very cool.
Yeah. That was a cool spot.
Yeah.
What was the place? I remember going somewhere where the flights, there were like 12 beers in a flight. Like I remember a picture of us.
I think it was Tin Bend, wasn't it?
Maybe
10 something. Yeah, because and it was like a crazy flight because it held 10.
Oh yeah, it was 10, not 12. Yeah.
But then it was like a bendy thing.
Yes.
Where it was kind of like a bendy bridge.
Yeah.
The way it
Yeah,
looked.
it was a cool flight rack.
Yeah, it was very memorable. And we're talking about it on a podcast,
Except we can't remember the name of the brewery, but I remember their flight racks.
I feel like it was Tin Bin or something like that. And it was one of those things too where like they eventually had like sold out to Anheuser-Busch or something.
Yeah.
Like there
Wouldn't surprise me.
there was a thing where they were kind of persona non grata at that point. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool going to Portland and getting experience breweries there, at that time and getting to check all that stuff out. And especially with me working at a brewery at that time.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
doing research.
Yeah, it was research. See what's going on. see what they were doing right and we were doing.
I don't suppose you could have expensed all that beer.
I don't know if I could have or not. At least I should have put it on my taxes.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, keeping this beer thing going and the redemption arc of hanging out with my parents on vacation, Denver 2016. So my mom hits us up again and she's like, hey, do you want to go on vacation again? We're like, sure. Let's
make up for the Put-in-Bay trip.
And let's figure this out.
Yeah.
We'll look at some stuff and we'll make sure everything's cool. And so she's like, well, my favorite band is Get the Let Out, which, listener, if you've listened to a few episodes back now, you got to hear my mom lovingly talk about. And she's like, they're going to play at Red Rocks. Would you want to go with us and hang out and see Denver? And we were like, yeah, sure. That sounds cool, and we don't got to really pay for anything other than, I think we just had to pay for our flight. I think that was it.
We definitely chipped in, but I definitely like the concert in the hotel.
The concert in the hotel. They're like, hey, we're going anyways. Do you want to hang with us? We're like, sure. So we ended up going there. That was a way fun trip. We had a great time.
Yeah.
We ended up going to Falling Rock Tap House, which unfortunately has closed.
Has it really?
It has.
Aw.
Yeah.
When did it close?
Very recently, like in the past year or two.
That's a bummer.
I think the owners have retired or something.
Okay.
But it popped up in my news feed.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit, that sucks. So listener, Falling Rock Tap House. First off, I fucking love Denver.
It's awesome.
When I think of cities I might move to if I ever move out of Ohio, Denver is definitely in like the top 3. Like it's super cool. It's beautiful. The mountains, you can go out and do shit. You can hang out. But what really speaks to me also is their whole downtown area and the amount of like great bars, breweries, and food that they have, and especially the area that's near the baseball park.
Yeah.
So, listener, if you go to Denver, near where the Rockies play, there's like this really cool bar district that's right beside the stadium. And the cool part about it is there was the Falling Rock Tap House was there, but also all these other bars are there too. And what's great about it is on Sundays, each one of those bars is a different college football bar. And so you can go there, you can watch the college football game. Because one of the things we ran into was when we were at the Falling Rock Tap House, we're like sitting there, and my dad's like, hey, we're going to watch the Ohio State game tomorrow. I'm like, Dad, we're in Denver. Like, Ohio State's playing Rutgers. There's no way this is going to be on TV in 2016, like, it's just not happening. And he's like, oh. And he's like, oh, that bar across the street has an Ohio State flag. Okay, walk over. Yeah, we're
Yep,
going to be showing
sure
the game
enough,
tomorrow.
It's an Ohio State bar.
Yeah. And they did. We
Mm-hmm.
woke up early. You know, I want to say like we got there at like, what, 9 in the morning or something?
I think so. It was really early.
Yeah, we had breakfast, got
Yep.
some beers, and we watched Ohio State destroy Rutgers. They also had a live in-house DJ that would play like during the commercial breaks.
That's right. It was fun.
It was way fun.
I'm not even really an Ohio State fan, but it was fun.
And there was like a decent crowd there
Yeah,
too.
there was.
It was like 100 people.
Yeah.
And people going nuts for that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a way cool thing to experience. And then definitely like getting to like look down the block and seeing like, hey, there's a Notre Dame bar, USC
Yep.
bar, Wisconsin bar, you know, Alabama bar, there's a Florida bar, you know, there's a Georgia bar. You know, like just every bar was its own theme, and there were people out and everybody's wearing their jerseys and shit. Like it was way fun. It was way cool.
Yeah. It was a fun trip.
I also on that trip, well, I feel like we should talk about the Falling Rock Tap House a little bit more. Like just the sheer amount of taps they had in that place.
Yeah. How many was it?
Like, do you remember what it looked like?
Yeah.
Can you tell the listener?
No.
So, listener, like,
I vaguely remember what it looked like, but I don't know if I would do a good job of describing it.
every wall in that place was just covered in tap handles. Like they would just have like every wall would have like three like shelves or whatever the fuck
That's
you
right.
call them.
Yeah.
That were custom made, and then they each had a tap handle. Like those shelves that had tap handles.
Yep.
So they literally had hundreds of tap handles that were just on every wall. And like they had tap handles on the ceiling. It was nuts. It was just tap handles just all over the place. It was just covered in them. And then they had something ridiculous on tap, like, what, 70, 80, 100 beers at a time. It was a massive system.
Yeah.
It was just like, when you would go in, there was just like a wall of taps that were staring back at you. They had this huge menu that you could choose from all this stuff. It was a mind-blowing experience.
Yeah, I'm going to have to... Do we have pictures of that?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, yeah, we can definitely share those, because that was cool. We also went to Atomic Cowboy Pizza while we were there and ate one of the largest pizzas we've ever had.
Oh, yeah. I remember that photo. That was amazing pizza.
Yes, I highly recommend that. And we got to see a concert at Red Rocks, which...
Red Rocks, like, I didn't know it was a bucket list item of mine, but it absolutely should have been and is and was. Like, if it's not on your own bucket list, if you like music at all, see something at Red Rocks at some point in your life. Yeah, like...
Listener, it's like watching a concert on Mars, and Mars has incredible acoustics. Like, it is just such an impressive venue.
Yeah.
It's like no place I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah, I would absolutely go back.
I would absolutely go back for concerts. And the cool thing is they have, you know, a lot of like super mashup concerts out there where like people will join together. You would never think you get to see like multiple bands that you love on a bill, and they're all there together. Yep. Like it's so impressive.
It's amazing.
Like, I want to say, I think there was a show that was like Immortal Technique, Jedi Mind Tricks, and Wu-Tang Clan were playing there. I'm like, what
that sounds right.
Like, when would I ever see this?
Yeah, and they get like it's all genres.
All genres.
Like anything you like is they're probably playing at Red Rocks at some point.
I mean, we saw a tribute band there, and then but then our friends like Simon and Trent Rosecrans just saw Jason Isbell.
Yeah.
There, you know? Just incredible stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great venue. All right, let's fast forward to 2016. I feel like this is the trip where we really went whole hog into now we're going on trips for breweries.
What trip was this?
San Diego.
Oh, that was 2016 also?
Yeah.
What time of year was that?
Well, it's hard to tell because we were in San Diego.
Yeah,
so
right.
It was like...
That's why I'm having trouble remembering because, like, I remember being warm, but like, was it warm also in Ohio? I don't honestly, I don't remember when the Red Rocks Denver trip was either. Now that I think about it.
Well, it was in the fall because Ohio State was playing.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So maybe San Diego was earlier than that?
Well, it was probably spring or early summer because the NBA finals were on at the time.
I like how you know what time of year it was based on the sports that were on. It's a good way to remember.
I'm a bro.
You are a bro.
I mean, what do you want? You married a guy that loves sports, so it is what it is. Yeah, but this is one of my favorite trips of all time.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, San Diego is just
Wow, what a magical trip!
Yeah, it's incredible, and it helps that we were visiting a good friend, Kenny. Shout out Kenny, who is like into a lot of the same shit. We like also loves beer, like and good food, and it's one of those trips where like everything lined up. Like we were staying with a friend who like knew the area, knew where to take us, and have lots in common with, and so it.
A friend who also loves beers and food.
Probably most of our friends fit that bill.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean.
But very on brand. Like
right.
Like this is. I think this is why we're such good friends. It's because we really love beer and we really love food. So yeah.
Well, and I think at some point on one of these trips we realized like, and we've talked about this before. I think on maybe another podcast. Like you and I are very different in some ways and have different interests, and like I think part of why our relationships works is that we allow each other to like have our own lives and interests. We don't always have to do everything together all the time, but like this is one of the things that's in the Venn diagram of things that we have in common. Like, even though we like different beer, like we can usually both find something at any given brewery that enough for like a flight. And we both like food. So like this is a way we can like,
well,
enjoy something together, even if it's like a little bit different.
And I think also what I'm just kind of realizing as we're having this conversation is these are some of the only spaces where you and I really chill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
You're very tense. I'm very intense about stuff.
Yeah.
Like we're both thinkers.
Yeah, or overthinkers.
Overthinkers, anxiety, get real like what's going to happen with this, that, how could that go?
Yeah.
Breweries and food are kind of those places where we can kind of shut off from the outside world for a little bit and just kind of chill.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, I got no problem with being like I like escapism. I like to not have things humming in my head for just a few hours because normally my head is a dynamo and it's a constant buzz of just overwhelming everything.
Yeah.
And listener, like I know that's like a thing nowadays where like everybody has that, but like being a creative also adds another level to that because like in you too with what you're involved with in terms of like your field of doing marketing stuff where you're also creative. Like, it's just, you're constantly a buzz thinking about things and how to make stuff.
Right.
And combining that with just day-to-day life, it gets very fucking overwhelming.
Yeah.
So yeah. But, yeah, all right, let's chill for a second. Let's get back to this awesome trip. Yeah, San Diego was incredible. So at the time, like, Kenny and her ex-girlfriend, like, they had this spot that they had a house that was under the flight pattern of the San Diego airport. So you could literally sit on their back patio, which was like beside a bay or something. Like there was definitely water.
Yeah.
And
you could watch the planes
and watch the
fly overhead.
And watch the planes fly in and land.
Yeah. That was a sweet spot.
Yeah. So we would like sit on their back patio and have drinks. And we would just sit there and we'd watch 737s fly in and cargo planes and all this crazy shit. And it would just come in. And the cool part was at some point there was like a cutoff limit of when the planes could come in. Mm-hmm. Like so at night, like you weren't getting buzzed, but then in the morning they were back again. Yeah. And it was just constant throughout the day. Like every 15 minutes there's another plane coming down.
Yeah, I bet you get used to it after a while, though. Like, I didn't mind it in the time that we were there. Like,
no, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I mean... And again, I didn't really notice it in the house. It wasn't like we weren't in a spot where it was like shaking the house.
No,
and you really
definitely
heard it
not.
Inside.
Yeah,
but you could like sit out there and enjoy it, which was a lot of fun.
Yep.
So during that trip, I distinctly remember we were very close to Balboa Park.
Yeah,
like that was a lot of fun. You and I went up there and explored that.
We did hit some museums. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I remember, like. It was like it's just like they say, like every day was just beautiful. Like
every day was beautiful.
Like it was just, like I get why people live there. I mean, I had been there before, but it had been a long time. But
Well,
I get it.
And then one of the most beautiful days. Well, so when we first got there, I distinctly remember we went down to like the Italian district or something.
Yeah.
And with Kenny, and we immediately went to Ballast Point.
Yeah.
And when I first started drinking craft beer, one of the first brewers I got into was Ballast Point. I loved all their can art. I loved how everything was related to oceans, and it was related to fishing and or just fish in general and stuff. Like, drinking Sculpin, this amazing IPA they had.
Yeah. I remember getting a Sculpin there, and I don't normally drink IPAs, but like I do like that one.
Yeah, it was their thing, and it was really cool to get a drink there at that time. To like be in this spot, and in retrospect, like looking at this list, it's crazy. All these breweries at the time that were big that have now
Closed.
or just taken a step back, because it's like
Or just closed some locations.
Ballast Point, Green Flash, Stone, Modern Times. Like this
Are none of them in San Diego anymore?
No, they're still there, but they overreached and went too much. The one that's on the list that actually didn't totally overreach, I feel like, is Aerosmith, and that place was incredible. What
did that look like? I'm trying to remember.
Aerosmith was the one that Kristen, who used to work at Listerman, works there now. She does like marketing stuff there now.
Sweet.
Yeah, she's super cool. Shout out to her for being there. But Aerosmith was the one where we drove out. Well, okay, so here's the deal, listeners. So there was one day where we went out to a bunch of different breweries, and we just kind of drove around because it was in San Diego. So you kind of had to do that because like a lot of the bigger ones were kind of in their own spot. I don't really feel like there was
like
Uber.
Industrial park type.
I don't really know if like Uber was a thing at the time.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, like
because we probably would have, unless it was just, it would have been stupid expensive.
Yeah, but which is also kind of crazy. Thing like 5 years ago we weren't Ubering.
I know.
Or not 5, 8 years. 8 years.
Yeah, I guess it was 8 years ago.
Yeah, but wow, how times have changed. But anyways, Aerosmith was the one that had like it was a big complex, went out to it, and then they had those like you walked into the tap room and they had like the crazy, very large like Star Wars looking tap stations where it was kind of like 360-degree taps.
That's
and they had the very big bar. It was also the first place we ever saw a beer zombie thing. They had like a big beer zombie graphic on the wall, and it was like, oh shit. And you're like, that looks like something you would draw. And I was like, yeah, it totally does. Yeah. But yeah, that was Aerosmith. They also made like 394, which is the Tony Gwynn beer. So they had the Padres colors.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have to go back and look at pictures from all these strips.
Yeah. They also had a food truck out in the driveway. And all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. We drank on the patio.
Yep.
Yeah, that place was very cool. And we went with the St. Archer, which was kind of like their whole theme was they were like extreme sports, bro. Like, remember that? Like
yes.
they were the skateboard brewery.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, we also went there. That was very cool. We went to Green Flash, which talk about flying too close to the sun.
Why do you say that?
Because I think Green Flash is the prime example on this list of like somebody who overexpanded way too quick.
Yeah,
and now I can't remember the last time I saw a Green Flash bottle on a shelf or a can. Like
I can't either.
I don't even know if they still exist.
I'm trying to remember that. I remember that brewery being cool. Like I remember a picture of us and like posing by the big logo inside.
Yeah, it was very cool.
But I think I seem to remember having some fruity beers or sours there maybe.
Yeah, and they made like a bunch of like really heavy IPAs. Like I remember they had like this beer called like Pallet Wrecker back in the day, and they had like these really cool bottles, but they just totally overexpanded way too far, and they got completely crushed because of like people not buying their beer and buying local beers instead.
That's too bad. I guess we timed that trip well.
Yeah, we also went to the Stone Beer Garden, which now and now Stone is sold out. They've sold.
Yeah, that was a really cool spot too.
That was a very cool spot.
Yeah,
and it was like a legit garden.
Yeah,
with
stones.
With stones, yes. It had plants and stones all in one spot. We got to have drinks there. We also went to Modern Times, which that was
a cool spot.
Modern Times is very much like very hipster.
Yeah.
It was super hipster.
It was.
Like I enjoyed it. Wasn't the barman out of books?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so. And then they
Definitely had a like literary theme.
and they had that huge mural on the wall that was made out of Post-it notes.
Yeah.
That was like Michael Jackson or Macho Man or something. I think
right.
I think it's something they do at all their breweries is they have like different murals made out of Post-it notes. Like that's their deal. But they definitely had like everything was books. It was a very cool adventure. And then I got to bring this up. We went to Kindred for dinner, which is a heavy metal vegan restaurant.
Yeah, I got a shirt from there. Like, 'cause I can't remember what their logo is or was, but it was cool. But yeah, that was an awesome place.
Well, their logo is that ridiculous sculpture they have there that's like a wolf's head with 4 eyes and horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's huge. It's gigantic.
That's right.
It's like bigger than a piece of taxidermy. It's got to be like, I don't know, 5 feet tall and like 5 feet wide, and it's all black and it's hanging on a wall.
Yeah, that's got to be still there. Yeah, that place was awesome. I hope that still exists. Did you check?
Oh yeah, no, it definitely still exists.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I distinctly remember being there and like they were like playing Sleep while we were eating.
That's right.
And I'm just like, cool.
You're like, I
awesome.
don't even care that I'm eating vegan food right now.
No, I'm listening.
What did you get? Do you remember?
I don't know. It was delicious. It was
Yeah.
really good. And then after I went to some bar that had Pliny the Elder on draft. That's
right. I remember specifically going there because you were in search of Pliny the Elder.
And I forgot to put the name of the bar on the list. But yeah,
that bar was really cool. I don't remember what it was called.
It was
either.
also covered in taps.
Yeah.
It had the taps everywhere theme going on. Oh, and we also ate at Lucha Libre Taco Shop.
Yeah, that was great.
Which listener, this restaurant was it was like bright pink and covered in Mexican wrestling mask. It was awesome, and they had delicious burritos. Yeah, the San Diego trip is by far one of my favorite vacations we've ever done.
Yeah, me too. I would love to go back.
Well, okay, let's also in 2016 we went back to Denver and we went to Boulder.
Boulder was the same year?
Apparently.
No. Was that for the CRG tournament?
Yeah. Which that doesn't make sense.
No,
because
that was like 2019.
Yeah, that was 2019 because I was in jiu-jitsu at that time.
Yeah. All
right, let's put a pin in that. We'll come back. We'll come back to Denver.
Can we pause so I can get another beer?
Yep.
Oh, I found the Put in Bay photo of you in front of Tony's.
Well, honey, we're recording right now.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you started.
All right, so,
listener, we'll share these photos later.
Listener, I had this whole plan where I was gonna like seamlessly come back in to make it so that it wasn't obvious that we did a pause and then came back to the show.
And then I ruined everything.
Yeah, honey. Again, you're not the traditional guest on the show. Like most of the other guests just kind of let me lead the dance, and you're just constantly like, "Oh, it's my show now."
I am not. All right, continue,
honey. You're not. You're actually not. But you are different from other guests, which I do think is hilarious. That when like you can like, are you gonna offer me a drink? I'm like, you live here. Like, what? Why would you not just?
Listener, I did not get offered cubed ice or crushed ice. I would like to note for the record.
Again, you live here.
But it still would have been nice if you offered. No, in fairness, he asked if I wanted a water, and I said, no, I'm good, because I have my fancy Bluetooth light-up stainless steel water bottle.
Which is very classy.
Yeah,
it's
very
cool.
classy.
All right, so let's get back into this. So let's get back into Red River Gorge 2017. You and I never went hiking together.
We didn't, and now I'm trying to remember how this idea came about.
I don't remember.
Were we just like stressed or whatever, and we were like, let's escape to the woods?
I think so.
I think it was another thing, like, I've heard of people going to Red River Gorge. Let's go and check it out. It might have been like one of those things.
I think it was that. I think it was just one of those things where it's like, hey, people seem to think this is cool. Let's check it out. We got a cabin in the woods. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was an A-frame.
It was
like pitch black when we drove up to it, which was a little scary.
Yes.
But we figured it out.
Did we bring the dog with us on the trip?
We did. And never again.
Never again.
No.
Jet,
she's not a hiking dog.
You are not made for trails.
Like, we took her on a pretty easy trail, but it was still, like, way more. We quickly realized, like, this is way too much trouble. We're just going to leave her at home or with friends next time.
Yeah, she's way better off at the cabin,
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah.
But okay, so we've been to Red River Gorge a number of times at this point. Some highlights to point out: Skybridge Station. I love that bar.
Yeah, that's a great bar.
That place rules. So,
Yeah.
listener, I'm going to say my favorite. I don't want to speak for you. Is it your favorite trail? It's my favorite trail.
Oh, that little like 3-mile trail right near there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you have to drive like a mile and a half back to
Yeah.
get into on a one lane road.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it's just like an easy loop,
yeah.
like pretty waterfalls. I'm blanking on the name.
I have totally forget the name as well.
Let me find it.
Yeah, but it's a very cool trail. So, listener, again, like we were talking about, so there's this spot, Red River Gorge, where you go down. I want to say like a mile and a half, 2 miles of road, very tight quarters. Like cars can pass, but you have to get off almost into the ditch to not collide with each other. And the entire time you're driving through this trail, you're just surrounded by trees. So you're just canopy covered the entire time. You get to the spot with the trail, and the trail is very cool because you go off to the right. You end up going down like a very large, like stairwell of like natural stairwell and man-made stairwell, kind of a mixture. And then it drops you off right in front of a wall that is seeping water. And that's kind of the theme of this trail is like there's multiple waterfalls, there's a creek, you can go out to various parts of the creek and investigate it. And then you can go back up to get out, it's a very nice exercise to get out of there. Like it's like a half mile uphill. So, you're really having to like take the steps and navigate your way up. You definitely get a good workout from it.
Oh, I think I found it. I think it's called Rockbridge Trail,
Yes.
and Creation Falls
Yes.
is the little waterfall that
Yes.
you'll find. I'm looking at. Oh yeah, it's only. I said 3 miles. It's a mile and a half. It's not even.
Yeah, it's great.
This says moderate, the All Trails app, but I actually think it's fairly easy.
Yeah, well, it's fun. It's a good time. I think it might be moderate just because of how you have to ascend out of it.
That's possible. There are it is a bit steep, but
Yeah, it's steep in spots. But once you get out of there, then you drive back down, the trail, the road you came in on, and you take a left out of there, and then another left, and then boom, you're right at Skybridge Station. And Skybridge Station is a super cool little bar that specializes in they primarily have craft beer from Kentucky. So they have like a lot of the West Six stuff from Lexington.
Yep.
And then other breweries that are local there, like Esoteric and stuff like that. And
they have food too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we've eaten there, but they have food.
yeah,
too.
they got food, and then they also have bands play there.
Yeah.
So it's a very cool little spot. If you're ever down in Red River Gorge, definitely check out Skybridge Station.
Do you remember the decor? They have like skeletons.
Yes,
like
skeleton climbers.
climbers. Yeah, like rock climbers.
Yeah. Also down there, Red River Rock House, which is one of our favorite restaurants to go to.
Yeah,
Very cool
that
to go
is
to.
a great spot. Yeah, I love that place.
And hot take, I do not get the hype about Miguel's Pizza.
I don't either. Like
It's
we
so
both
bad.
felt that way.
It's bad.
Like I don't know if it was like the pizzas we got or an off night, but I was like, I don't know why people are obsessed with this place. Like I would give it another shot in case it was just an off night, but
My buddy Chad that I used to do jiu-jitsu with, he would like travel down to, he would drive from Cincinnati to Red River Gorge just to get Miguel's,
just to get
and then come
Miguel's,
back.
that is
And I'm just
wild.
like, dude,
Yeah.
we got two different experiences, man.
yeah.
Like this is wild because and I want to say like I've had some other friends that are also super into Miguel's as well. I think
Yeah.
I think Mike Little is super into them.
I mean, I see their bumper stickers.
Yeah,
Like they've got bumper
everywhere.
stickers. There's like a cult of Miguel's.
And by the way, that logo is terrible.
It is.
It's like a dude's face with blonde hair, and it says the whole thing's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
yeah. So that's that. Listener, hot take.
Skip Miguel's.
Skip Miguel's. All right, let's get out of River Gorge. Let's get into Austin 2018. We went to Tejas.
We did go to Tejas.
We
So you had been there, but I had not, I think.
I had been to Tejas back when I lived in Columbus. So I want to say it was like 06 or 07. I went down with Caesar and Kuda and my ex Melissa, and we went to go see a Texas Roller Girls game
Okay.
and just like hang out and just see what was going on. Got to meet all the announcers for the first time. So Kool-Aid and fucking Chip and fucking, well, Bowie now, but at the time, Julio E-Glasses.
Was Ohio Roller be playing, or you just went?
We just went to hang out.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and oh shit. Fuck. Now I'm totally forgetting. This is one of those things where I just haven't spoken to her forever. The woman that was the announcer there, who was super cool. She dressed up in multiple outfits. Originally from Louisiana, huge LSU fan.
Oh man, I don't think I know who that is.
Fuck. I haven't seen her on social media in forever. I don't want to. Fuck. Okay. Well, listener, I'm gonna have to send apology emails out after this fucking episode, or I'm gonna end up looking it up on my phone because it's around the tip of my tongue and
I know.
It's not Audrey. It's Julian.
She was an announcer for the Texas Roller Girls. Okay.
Fuck. Okay. Anyways, so we went to Austin and to hang out with Caesar and Kuda and Augie. But because they live in Kerrville, which Kerrville is like an hour and a half south of Austin.
That sounds right.
So we went to Austin. We hit a couple bars. There wasn't like a ton of breweries. We went to like Austin Brew Works or Austin something.
Oh yeah,
that was like an outdoor bar, but like it was a bunch of lagers. Like basically a lot of the beers that we ran into in Austin at the time were very like low ABV lagers. For me, there wasn't like a bunch of IPAs and there wasn't much of stouts, but I also kind of get why there wouldn't be a lot of stouts because it's fucking Texas, so it's hot as shit.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of why they were really focusing on the lagers. Was like, look, man, it gets to be over 100 degrees here. People just want to like chill out
beer.
And like have light beers.
Yep.
And just get hydrated. Just because we're in the obscene heat.
Yep.
But. So what happened was after we ended up leaving Austin to go to Kerrville, we stopped at Jester King on the way.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, what a fucking wild spot that was.
Oh, I just found my photos. Yeah, Jester King.
Yeah, so Jester King they're pretty infamous within the craft beer scene. Like they're known for their sours and making these like super high end beers. They are very hipstery in terms of like things are in bottles and fancy. And what they had done was they had taken over this Texas farmland and they had converted all of the barns and the farmhouse into their own like campus. And
yeah, that was a beautiful spot.
It was amazing. It was huge. It was filled with flowers.
And skeletons in the landscaping. I thought that was cool. I have multiple pictures of that.
Yeah, skeletons in the landscaping.
Like animal skeletons.
Like a huge outdoor beer garden to chill out in with like multiple tables. And they had multiple beer gardens outside. Like there was other areas that we weren't even in. If we wanted to, we could go over and chill. Like it was basically a festival grounds.
Yeah, it was. I bet they do like all kinds of outdoor events there.
Yeah, I mean, it could easily handle thousands of people. Mm-hmm. The way it was set up. But then it also had that very like hipster like exclusive feel. Like when we went to like go buy bottles, like we had to get in line to go into the house to buy the bottles.
Yeah,
and it was a waiting period and all this bullshit.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Also on this trip, we ended up going to Pint and Plow, which was where Kuda was working.
Yeah, that was a great little spot. Like honestly, like I love like small breweries in small towns, like like McConnellsville.
Again,
it's just like
Bridge,
they're often just like little hidden gems.
Yeah,
and it's just such a great way to like get to know a place. Is just to go to a spot like that and like, a really like locals only kind of spot.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like it's definitely a thing where again, just like Old Bridge, where it's like. Is this going to blow your mind and be like, oh, this is great? No, it's not. But at the same time, do they have really good beer where you can hang out and chill and then meet people and have a great time? Yes, absolutely. And they had some really good beers there. And I really like the idea of the place because it was a super small brewery so the way it was set up was on the left side was the actual brewing part. And they were very much of the idea of like, the giant garage door that opened onto the patio. Yep. So it was a very open space with outside, inside. Basically, if you were on the inside, you were just in there to have shade.
Yep.
And they had a good kitchen. And then on the right side of the building was like a big glass wall where you could see all of their brewing equipment.
Yep.
And you could see everything. And they only had 4 beers on tap at a time. And one was like a Bud Light clone, and one was an IPA, and then one was a brown ale. And I think the 4th beer was like a rotational thing. And
that sounds
from
right.
like talking to Kuda, she's like, look, the deal is like we're in small town Texas. Everybody's grown up on, like macro lagers.
Yep.
And so you start them out with like the Bud Light clone.
Totally.
And then you're just like, hey, try this. And you get them to try their shit, and they expand their palate, and she's like, they generally get into it.
Yeah.
And then some people don't, but at the same time, it is a way of kind of a gateway to be like, hey, give this a shot, see what you think.
This reminds me of my idea that I've mentioned to multiple people multiple times for like a craft brewery, especially if it's in a town where there aren't many craft breweries. Like just have some sort of menu that's like, if you like Bud Light, try our Palace. If you like Corona, try our Mexican lager. Just because like I've overheard enough of those questions being asked of bartenders. Like I know like it just must drive them crazy to hear one more person say like, what do you have that's like Bud Light? So if it's just like on a menu,
yeah,
like that would be a really good way to like educate people without having to have the same conversation 500 times.
Well, and it's one of those things too, where like, when I worked in a brewery, running into that, where, when you're on the bartender side of it, you're like, oh God, this question again. But on the consumer side of it, it's like, look, man, all I drink is like Bud Light or I drink Coors. Like I don't go to brewery. Like this is the thing outside my realm. So I just need some help here. And so I 100% agree with you, like having that gateway of being like, hey, if this is what you normally drink, this is a good translation.
Yeah.
Because that's something like when we go to breweries, like, my dad's with them. My dad's like, hey, man, like my dad loves Bud Light. Like that's his go-to.
Right.
That's what he's going to drink. And he's
not alone.
Yeah.
like,
and he's like, hey, what's the equivalent? I'm like,
right.
Get this, you know? And that's what I'm there for, is to be like, hey, man, just grab that. And that's totally cool. And by the way, like I got no problem with people drinking Bud Light or any macro beer, because I also enjoy them a lot.
Yeah.
And because I do think it's funny when you run into fucking craft beer snobs that are like, oh, you drink piss water, or oh, you drink water. And it's like, you do realize that like a bunch of people that are brewers drink Miller High Life and Modelo.
Right.
Like that's kind of their go-tos. Because they're dudes that are like just clearing over 12 beers a day.
Yeah.
So they like, if you're working in that environment where like you're constantly drinking, you can't be drinking like 7% plus IPAs and pastry stouts all days or sour.
Right.
Like what the fuck? Like are you trying to like pass out at work? Like what are you doing?
Right.
Like you need to chill.
Yeah. Totally agree.
All right. So this takes us to 2018 Asheville. So we're back in Asheville.
So this was we went for kind of our 5-year anniversary. We decided to go back.
We were like,
now we're beer experts now. Let's go to Asheville again.
Now we know things.
Now we know things.
Asheville too. Now we know things.
We drink and we know things.
So I had a blast on this trip. We had a great time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, so standout moments to me, Bamari for food and dinner.
Yeah, I loved Bramari. And that was maybe one of the first times where I realized like, oh, like a brewery can also have really excellent, unique food. Like I'm sure there was another time before that, but that was one of the times that sticks out in my memory. Like I really enjoyed both the beer and the food there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they were definitely a spot where their kitchen definitely came forward, and I think that I wonder if Christian was there at that time.
That's a great question,
because he kills it now at High Ground, and he came from there. So.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Christian.
Shit. Okay, I'm gonna text him and see what's up.
Let's find out.
Hey man,
It's entirely possible.
Hey, when I was on vacation back in 2018, did you make me a burger?
Like I think I took a picture of whatever it is I got. Yeah. The veggie burger was called the Bacon Hater, and it was delicious. That's what my caption says. It looks delicious. The fries look great.
It was a super cool spot.
Yeah.
We also went to Highwire that night. We didn't go to the OG Highwire.
We went to Burial, I think, that same night too.
Well, I'm getting to that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So
Skipping ahead.
we went to Highwire. It was like one of their tap rooms it wasn't primarily like their production brewery, and it was very interesting because it again was hearkening back to the idea of like you're in a brewery, you're going to be right beside all the equipment,
Right.
and there was like poles in it. It was very dark and dingy, and I mean that in the most loving way possible.
Yeah.
But it was very divey.
Yeah, I remember that. But it was very charming in its own way.
Listener, don't get it twisted. I fucking love a dive bar.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. So when I come into a place where I'm like, you guys aren't paying the electric bill and you're still playing music,
Priorities.
giddy up. Let's go. Yeah. So I really loved hanging out at High Wire when we were there. And then, we went to Burial. Burial was a fucking blast. We went to Burial.
Yeah, we love Burial.
We went to Burial previously on the first time we went there, but I wanted to save Burial to talk about this story. We went back to Burial, and Burial's great because Burial is, well, first of all, it's fucking name.
Right.
Like
it's going to be metal.
You know it's going to be metal.
Yeah.
It's called Burial. So their whole thing is they're a very metal brewery. They have like very metal art logos. They like all their graphic design is very metally. And then when we were there, they had a DJ that was playing like very synthwave shit. Like very,
he was good.
Like 80s style stuff.
Didn't we talk to him?
Yes. And we talked to him afterwards. It was one of the owners.
That's right. Also a DJ.
Yeah, and he was like, we were like, hey, where can we go see you at? Like, are you on tour or anything? He's like, no, he's like, I just own the brewery, and so I can just like kind of call my shots, and I do like a Friday night DJ set, and I'm like,
that's so awesome.
I'm like, okay, I'm like, can we like, if you're ever in Cincinnati, can we like rent you out, or like, can you come play a party, or like, how do we?
Yeah, was there something specific you were trying to hire him for? Because I definitely remember you asking him for like his contact info.
Yeah, and we just like ended up chatting him up. It was really great. Like it was so good. And so yeah, Burial has a very special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Just across the board in terms of like their artwork, their beer, just the whole aesthetic of what they represent. Big fan of that brewery.
Same.
Speaking of being a big fan of a brewery, Sierra Nevada Brewing Company.
Oh yeah, I was just looking back at my photos from there. I was blown away by that place.
It's a fucking university meets a factory. It's Hogwarts.
Yeah.
It's beer Hogwarts.
Meets a garden.
It's
like that.
insane.
Yeah. Like it's just.
Their parking lot is massive.
Yeah.
They're equipped to handle buses. If you would like to bring a bus, they have bus parking.
Yeah. I really feel like one of my first like thoughts was like, why isn't there a hotel on this property? Because I think we were only there for half a day, and then we had to like leave. We had to drive home, and we were like, we should have planned to spend more time here because we absolutely could have.
Do they have one yet?
I don't know.
I feel like they should because they have a huge event space.
Yeah.
For like weddings and shit. That amazing backyard that they have, where they have, listener, they have a beer truck in like the backyard of the brewery, which is this like super cool, like kind of 1950s looking milk truck that's been converted into like a permanent beer stand. They have an outdoor stage with professional sound and lights.
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at photos. We both look very young and thin in these photos.
Yeah, that was like when I first started jiu-jitsu. It's like the most thin I've ever been.
Really? Yeah, you look like
I'm trim as shit.
You are very trim in these photos.
I'm a trim young man.
I'm looking forward to going back there. We'll get to that later, but yes.
And finally, to talk about when we were in Nashville, the Biltmore Hotel.
Yes, the Chihuly exhibit.
Holy shit.
That was awesome.
Dude, that was amazing.
Yeah, I'm really glad we got to see that. We have yet to go actually like really inside the Biltmore, but like that exhibit
we were inside there.
We were in a couple rooms. Like there was way more of it that we didn't see because
really?
that would have cost an extra however much money. So we just did the outdoor Chihuly exhibit, which was fantastic. Like that was, I'm really glad we did that.
Yeah, it was incredible. Like those grounds are gigantic. I was just blown away, but how, like, just driving into that place was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then having to jump on buses to actually get to the actual mansion.
Yep.
And then being in the mansion and then being on the grounds and then walking on the grounds and going to the greenhouse and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. That was an awesome exhibit.
All right. 2019. What did we do in 2019? Was that
2019? That's when we went to Boulder.
okay? That was
Because
Boulder, Denver.
the Cincinnati Roller Girls were playing in a tournament out there sponsored by the Boulder roller derby team. So we just decided to tag along, like watch some derby, but also spend some time out there, just mainly again visiting breweries and eating. And my college friend Joe lives out there. We met up with him, and he took us around.
Shout out Joe
Yeah,
Goss. What
yeah.
up, dog? It was a fucking amazing trip. Again, one of my favorite trips we've ever done. Exactly what you said. Like, we went out, I want to say, like, on a Thursday or something, and like everybody else came out
Yeah,
like,
I
on
think
a
it was like a
Saturday.
long weekend.
It was
we
a
made
long
it,
weekend.
We made it longer.
Yeah. And we ended up going to
There we
Denver.
go.
I definitely remember eating at Illegal Pete's, which is an incredible chain of local burrito shops out there.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember that. Yep.
So good. And then Cerebral Brewing,
Yep.
which has I bought one of my favorite glasses from them of all time.
Oh yeah.
Cerebral is very cool. It's very small.
It is very small.
Yeah, it's a very small
Teeny tiny.
spot.
Yeah.
Metal breweries went to both True and Black Sky.
Yep.
Yeah. Did we
So many
Did we
metal
talk
breweries.
about True when we went out there on the first part of the episode?
I don't think we did. I just saw it on the list again, but I don't think we
Yeah.
really talked about it.
So, listener, it's an interesting brewery because like it's very metal in terms of like everything in there is black.
Yep.
And then if it's not black, it's either white or red.
Yep.
And everything. Yeah. And then they're like blasting death metal the whole time. It's cool. It's kind of a mix of things. Like the beers are good. The bartenders can kind of be very like record store metal dudes.
Yeah.
That are not friendly.
Yeah.
And
Definitely got that vibe.
yeah, and it's just like, all right, man, I don't know what I got to do to like just try to communicate that I'm not trying to fuck with you.
Yeah.
But apparently this isn't it. So that kind of made it weird. But Black Sky was very much not that. Black Sky was very fucking cool.
Yeah.
Very chill.
It was.
There was a metal band or something going on when we went there. We were out on the porch. I distinctly remember like people like smoking weed on the porch.
That's right.
And it was just totally cool because it's Denver. Like nobody gave a shit. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then kind of the same way we went on the brewery tour with Kenny on when we were in San Diego. Joe Goss took us on a brewery tour and we went to Boulder, and we also linked it with Bomb Track.
We did.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because she was there with the team.
So listener,
Yeah.
show anthropologist Bomb Track, aka Sarah Lima, was there, and she was like, "Yeah, let's go to bars."
Yeah, she was down. She was down for a brewery adventure.
So we started out at Gravity Brewing. Do you remember this?
I'm looking back at my photos now. Which place? What did this look like?
They were the spacey, sciencey spot.
That's right.
So there was this brewery that was in a. They were in like a weird.
Yes.
Like a mini mall type setup.
And the flights were in beakers.
Yes, the flights
Yep.
were in beakers. Their whole thing was science. But yeah, it had a very much of a vibe of like a VFW hall that got converted into a brewery and was now in
Totally.
and was now in a mini mall.
Yep. They
Yeah.
probably got it at a good price.
So that place was cool. And then Joe took us to Avery, which is one of the
Yep.
oldest Colorado breweries. Very cool, very stylized, like very nice.
Yep.
But the highlight for me on this trip was going to Gun Barrel Brewing Company.
Gun Barrel was really cool. Yeah, I've got photos, a bunch of photos of that place.
So-
it was just massive.
So, listener, Gun Barrel is this place where we drove, so we went out of Boulder and we were just like driving. It was like one of those deals where you ended up in a suburb where it was like, oh, we're like driving on country roads or some shit. Like, we're kind of close to a city, but we're not. And then there was an industrial park and we're like, okay. And we ended up driving back in this industrial park. We had this warehouse. We go in. That's Gun Barrel Brewing, and it is gigantic. It is this huge, gigantic space with a massive bar.
Yeah.
And then they had like a bunch of fridges with all their beer in it. And then if you wanted to, you could hang out in the first massive space that had the bar and a bunch of couches and shit where you could like have like your own seating areas, or you could go back into the other part of the massive complex.
Yep.
That was a game room that had a whole arcade. It had pinball machines. It had this crazy game you and I played that was like 3-dimensional Pong.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then they also had like life-size beer pong that we played.
Yep. Yeah, I just found a photo of that. Yeah, that was an awesome. I remember the space more than the beer. I'll be totally honest.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the space was just incredible. It was they had that gigantic mural of like a keg that was exploding beer.
That's right.
That was 20, 30 feet
Yep,
tall.
I've got
easily.
a picture of that too. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was by far the most memorable breweries I've ever been in. And again, not because the beer was okay.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing from that day where I'm like, oh my God, I had this and it changed my life. It wasn't
Right.
that. But as far as the immersion of being in that brewery,
Totally.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of similar to like going into maybe like Rheingeist or something here where you walk in and you're just like wowed, like when it's like your first time there.
Yeah.
And the beer is good, but it's like the space is just so, but even Rheingeist doesn't compare to this place, honestly.
100%. Yeah. Anytime anybody comes to Cincinnati, I'm like, well, we have to go to Rheingeist. If you've been there, well, you got to go here. Like you just have to.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, as we continued on that journey, we ended up at Wibbly Brewing. Do you remember Wibbly? Or Wibby Brewing? Wibby.
Was that the place that was like, I've got photos of a brewery that I don't know what it is. So I'm guessing that's what it is.
That was a place that specialized in lagers. And then they had that huge outside concrete area. And they had and they had like a bus that would bring people to the bar.
That's right.
Or like a tram or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was cool. And then, listener, just again, to say nice things about the people of Colorado. So there was a roller derby game that day. Lauren was at the roller derby game. I had time to kill. I took the rental car. I shot over to Left Hand Brewing. When I was at Left Hand, I was drinking. And I was drinking by myself. I'm just like, oh, I'm going to have a couple pints and leave. And as I'm there, two guys come up to me. Like two, I'm going to guess like early 20s Latino dudes. And they're like, hey, man, are you here alone? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, we saw you, man. We thought you were. They're like, we just came over to say, hey, say what's up, see what's going on.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And I'm like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, how's your day
so
going?
Nice.
Yeah. And they're like, dude, we got fucked up last night. And then these two dudes go on to tell me about this whole adventure of like how they both got blacked out the night before and one of the guys got lost and then the other guy had to find him. And then they got back to the apartment. They went to sleep and then they woke up and now they're here and now they're just kind of like, taking the edge off the hangover on a Saturday. And so I just got to be part of that adventure. And I was like, cool guys. Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah. So very friendly people in Colorado. Let's go to after this. Okay. Let's go to 2019.
Wait, so that was the Boulder trip.
Yeah, that was the Boulder trip.
Did we do any other trips?
Nope, that was
year?
it. So,
okay, that sounds right.
So now we're going to 2020, COVID.
Oh.
Okay, so COVID was weird.
It was.
Because it was COVID.
Yeah.
And then you and I went on a trip to Michigan to go stay at your aunt's cabin.
My cousins, yes.
Yeah. So, all right. So what was the deal with that?
So this is a cousin of mine. Like, they've had this cottage on Lake Huron. I'm blanking on the name of the town. I will look it up. And like years ago, she had said, if you ever want to like spend a weekend here or something, just let me know, whatever. So like 2020 was just like, we were working from home, kind of going stir crazy. Like, vaccines weren't out yet, but like you could still like travel and go places, if you were willing to like wear a mask, socially distance, whatever. So we were like, we could still like, we're kind of going stir crazy. Let's try to go somewhere, that's like not crowded and probably relatively safe or whatever. So I just kind of randomly messaged her and found a weekend that was available, and so we decided to just take the trip up there. So we'd never really been to, like, we'd both been to Michigan before, mainly for like derby trips, but like derby trips are just like, you're there, you go to the game, you go home. You don't really get to see much of whatever city, which is usually like Grand Rapids, or it's not like a super touristy part of Michigan.
Wait. Let's take a sidetrack and talk about this. For
Sorry.
A second. Because, no, need to apologize. But just it made me realize kind of this. So I feel like this is one of the reasons why we set this episode up as starting at our marriage and going forward, was because all of our vacations before we got married were always like derby stuff.
Derby stuff or family, right?
Because you and I were like both working jobs where I was a school teacher, so I had summers off.
Yeah.
But then I literally got 3 days off a year.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't a vacation day on the school calendar, I could take 3 days off.
Yeah.
And then you were working for a newspaper.
Yeah. So my schedule was all over the place.
And you weren't making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Nor was I.
Right.
So any vacation we took was derby related to go see something on the road.
Yeah.
And when you go someplace for a derby game, it's this weird thing where your life is pretty preset before you even get there, where it's like you drive in, you get to the hotel, or you go to the venue first. Depends on what you do. Either if you come in the night before,
or where the game is.
Yeah, it depends on where the game is. So if you come in the night before, you go to the venue first, and then maybe if you come to the venue first, then you got some time like Saturday morning to go sightseeing.
Yep.
But normally it's like if it's close, you come in day of game, and then you do the game.
Yep.
And then you go to the after party, and then you go to the hotel where you leave.
Right.
Like you don't really see a lot of shit.
Yeah, definitely not.
And you also don't like experience like a lot of things where you're like it's not a thing where you're like, oh, we should make dinner reservations here, or we're gonna go to this brewery here.
Because you're doing stuff with the team, and you're on a budget, and
yeah, everything is very preset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that had been our experience in Michigan before then, was just like always going to places like Detroit, playing their team.
Yep.
Or, like you said, Grand Rapids, Grand Raggedy, going up there and playing their team. Like that's always what it was before. So this was like our first time. We're like, okay, let's go to Michigan. Let's kind of explore. And what was interesting about this was I distinctly remember as we're driving on the interstate, all the signs we saw were either they were God is real, this exit for guns,
right?
This exit for weed. That was the three signs we saw in Michigan.
Guns, God, and weed.
Yeah, guns, gods, and weed. Like that is Michigan. And Michigan is fucking crazy because Michigan is this weird mix of like Detroit's there, but and then there's also Ann Arbor and where's that MSU the Spartans at?
Lansing?
Yeah, Lansing, Michigan, yeah.
Is that right? I may be making that up.
I feel like that's right now as I'm like a few beers deep. Yeah, but then, there's also like a bunch of farmland up there and like a bunch of like woodland lands, and like weird dudes like hanging out in militias. Like it's a very weird state.
Yep.
So we went to like the northeastern part of it to go and hang out.
Yeah, it was oh man, let me look up the name of the town. Keep talking while I look this up.
Well, anyway,
it was on Lake Huron.
It was on Lake Huron. Yeah, which was super cool.
Yep.
And then, so as we came back in, we're like, well, let's stop and hit some breweries on the way back. So we stopped at Witch's Hat, which is outside of Ann Arbor, and again, because it was like during COVID, there was all the rules of it. Like it's mask, you can't take your mask off unless you're at your table. And to get like we were not allowed to go in the brewery to get served. Like,
right.
We could only be served at the outdoor window. They set up at a window.
Yep.
That was like an outdoor thing that you could walk up to get beers. And it was a very cool brewery. It was a very good brewery.
It was. I really liked it. East Tawas? Is that what it's called?
Yes, Tawas. Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Tawas.
Yes, Tawas. Yes.
Yep.
And so we went there, and then we also went into Ann Arbor. That was cool. We got some big sandwiches for lunch. Went to Holmes Brewery. Holmes was okay.
Yeah, it was just okay.
It was very okay. Everything about Ann Arbor was okay.
Yeah, like it's a cute town. Like I would go again. That sandwich was great. Is it Ziegelmeyer? Something like that. Like a deli type of place that's like legendary in Ann Arbor.
Look, Michigan, I get it. You have a very good, multiple quality academic programs, and you have a very large stadium, but also fuck you, go Bucks. All right.
I'm going to stay neutral here.
All right. So 2021. So, all right. So at this point, 2021, we're like, vaccines are here. COVID's starting to wane. We got our shit. We're good to go. You and I, get the jab.
We did get the jab.
Now, like the frogs, I'm gay. No, that
Zingerman's was the deli in Ann Arbor. Sorry.
All right. So,
I don't want people to like
you think people
come into the comments and
you think people
get
were hanging
mad.
on that?
Yes,
you think that
they were.
They were like
they were silently judging.
They were like, please don't leave me hanging on.
Yep.
We're the good.
Or they knew
deli
what it was
is.
called and they were judging me because I got it wrong.
All right. Well, you got
anyway,
it, honey.
moving on.
All right. So 2021, we're supposed to get to Asheville. And then,
yes.
And then you get the coronies.
I did. Yeah, we were supposed to go. So the two other times that we went to Asheville was in July because we got married in July and then went there for our honeymoon and then went back for our 5-year anniversary also in July. So we were like, wouldn't it be nice to go in the fall? Like just, I'm sure it's super pretty. We just haven't been there. July is pretty hot and gross. So like, let's go in the fall. So like we made reservations at Heather and Bob's Airbnb around Halloween. I think we were gonna be there on
weekend.
Halloween or come
Halloween
back
weekend.
on Halloween. Yeah, we were all excited about it. Like made reservations months in advance, like you have to do if you're going to Asheville. Yes, and then I got COVID. So I'm not sure how I had gone with some college friends or post-college friends to Utah earlier that month. I could have caught it on the plane or something on the way home because they were both fine. They didn't get COVID. I got it like a week or two later. Or it could have been from the dude installing our new windows. I don't know. Who knows? The point is I got COVID and then gave it to Tank. And then I think it was when I still had it, but you didn't have it yet. And like, fortunately with this Airbnb, like you could cancel and still get a full refund if you canceled in enough time. And I canceled in just enough time that we got all our money back, which thank God. I will never again book an Airbnb that does not have that kind of cancellation policy. Cause I've seen some lately that have been like, you can only cancel for free within like 24 or 48 hours. And I'm like, forget that. Like I'm not like risking this again. Because COVID's still a thing. So then we had to cancel the trip and we were both miserable for a couple weeks.
Oh, I got destroyed.
I've never seen you that sick.
It was the most sick I've ever been since high school. Like one time in high school I got super sick and that was the most I'd ever been sick. When I got hit with COVID, like that was the most fucked up I've ever been.
Yeah, it was awful.
I was either sweating or
had chills
or had the chills.
Yeah.
And like I would rotate back and forth.
Like the bed was just like soaked with your sweat.
Yeah. Well, and then like I wasn't sleeping with you because I would like go up and sleep in the upstairs bedroom, and I would just rotate back and forth between either I was just completely wrapped in all the blankets or I was just laying on top of like like I would kick all the sheets off the bed.
Yeah.
Like either or. I distinctly remember like playing nothing but Witcher 3 during that time. I was trying to get that game. Turns out that game sucks. And I know people love it. Sorry, Paul. Sorry, Cody. But fuck that game. I just don't care about it.
Yeah, it was awful. So yeah, had to cancel that trip. Heather and Bob were very understanding. Yeah, that was a sad time.
So that brings us to Seattle, Portland, 2022.
Yes.
All right. So you want to set this up?
Yeah. So this trip. So another cousin of mine was getting married in Portland. So we had obviously been to Portland before. We're totally down to go back, but neither of us had ever been to Seattle. So we were like, why don't we just like extend the trip, like go to Portland for the wedding and then like drive up to Seattle and spend the rest of the week there. Yeah, just because we had never been, we wanted to explore, and so that's what we did.
Yeah, and so we ended up going there. So we did the wedding with Nick and Julianne. Like, it was great.
You literally did the wedding. You officiated the wedding.
I did officiate
at the
wedding.
last minute.
Yeah, listener, I got called in from the bullpen about a week out.
Yep.
And so they were like, "Hey, can you step in and do this?" And I'm like, "Let me check on Oregon law." Hey, guess what, listener? Oregon law is pretty fucking loose.
Yep.
Here's the cool thing.
Lucky for my cousin and his wife.
Here's the cool thing about America. When you start out on the East Coast of America, like, everything is very small and constricted, and there's lots of rules. And the further west you go,
right, the looser they get.
The bigger the states get, and the looser the laws get. Everything is just like, very much like,
this state's too big for us to keep tabs on everyone and everything. Just you want
to get married?
Go ahead.
Okay.
You want to get married by a minister from the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster? Go nuts. Yeah, we're not going to check his credentials.
Whatever. He said, he signed things. He's fine. So yeah. So we went back. So this kicks off this thing. We're like, all right, let's take a week. Let's go out to Portland and Seattle. All right. Highlights from this trip. Retro Game Bar. Holy shit.
Oh, that place. I'm kind of glad we don't have one near us because I would never see you.
So, listener, Retro Game Bar is this bar in Seattle that is...
Portland.
Oh, sorry, Portland. Yes. So, it's a legit bar. Like, they have multiple taps. They have all the liquor you need, whatever you want. But they also have a bunch of, like, old CRT TVs. So, like, the 27-inch, 32-inch TVs you grew up with, like, in the 90s and early 2000s before HDTVs, they have those. And then those all have, like, 3 to 4 video game systems hooked into them. So, like, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo,
yep,
PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Xbox One. Like, just everything. They whatever you want to play, they have. And then they have a wall that is just all the different games for all these different systems you can pull from and put in. It was a blast.
Yep. It was fun. I mean, I played a little bit, but yeah, I had just as much fun watching you and my brother play.
So also we were important, we went to Von Ebert, which is the old Fatheads.
That's right.
All right.
Where we walked in, we were like, we've been here before.
It was very Quantum Leap.
Yeah, like, it really was.
Like it was like deja vu where we're just like, the fuck? Like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
And then we finally asked them, we were like, hey, was this Fatheads? They're like, yes, it was. Like, basically what they did was like they just painted the walls and installed new graphics.
It was the same layout otherwise.
The entire same layout.
Yeah.
It was insane. We also went to Wayfinder while we were there, which Wayfinder was incredible. Wayfinder was the place with the super cool deck.
Oh yeah.
It was the Russian Circles brewery.
That's right.
Like, listener, Russian Circles, a really good like stoner metal band, 3-piece.
Yep.
Very much in that vein of like metal, but it's very geometric, like a lot of math going on. Mm-hmm. And they had an incredible fucking deck. We also went to the Sports Bra.
Yes, we did go to the Sports Bra.
You want to talk about the bra?
The Sports Bra. So the Sports Bra is a bar in Portland that exclusively shows women's sports, like
and dog sports,
soccer, basketball, and apparently dog sports. Yeah,
when we were there, at least.
Yes, it was a slow women's sports day apparently. So I somehow caught wind of this place, just from the news or social media or whatever. I found out about this place.
Lady Talk.
Yeah, Lady Talk on my lady accounts that I follow. So I just became really like fascinated by this story of this woman who opened this bar, and I love the name, the Sports Bra. So like it was on my like list of places I wanted to go. Like I just wanted to go, like check it out, buy some merch, potentially meet the owner, but like was not expecting that she would actually be there, but she was when we were there. I mean, she's probably, it's still a relatively new business. She's probably there a lot of the time, but like I recognized her just from Instagram and like fangirled out, like asked if I could get a photo taken with her, and she was super cool. Her name's Jenny. Had a brief conversation, but yeah, it was an awesome place, and I think it could do well. That same concept could do well in Cincinnati or any number of other cities, honestly.
You did fangirl. It was one of the very few times I saw you like
I know.
Like,
Yeah, and it's funny because like I'm honestly like I'm not, other than roller derby, I'm not super into other women's sports. Like I definitely taken more of an interest in them, more from like a cultural or business perspective. Like I don't follow any other sports super closely. But I am following a lot of accounts like of other women's sports teams, and I just kind of like to know what's going on. Just like being the owner of a roller derby team, I'm kind of interested in like how other teams are marketing themselves and getting people to games. I'm interested from that perspective. And just, I've always felt like since I've been involved in sports myself, I've just always become, I've always been interested in just the marketing of them. And I've always felt that, if there was sufficient marketing as well as media coverage, there would be more of an audience. And this bar is doing really well. And I think is proof of that. Like if you give people an opportunity to actually like see these sports, they will actually like grow and become more popular.
And we talked about this in the past episode with Ryan Mount, aka
Yeah.
Hebrews. And I said the same thing. I'm like, if women's sports have more of exposure, more people are going to watch it.
Right.
Because there is a total untapped market in terms of like women in sports. Like if you give women a reason to watch these things, they're going to jump on and watch it.
Yeah. And if you just look at how men's sports are marketed, like there is so much coverage of not only the teams, but the individual players. Like, all their stories, their background, where they went to college, all the stuff about their personal lives.
You have a reason to care.
You're invested,
Yeah,
right?
you're
You
invested.
care. But those stories, like, are largely not being told about, like, so why would anybody go? Like, what, like, you have to give them a reason to care.
Right. No, and that is the thing about all sports is like you have
Right.
to give a reason to care because like
Right.
if you don't give people a reason to care about a team or a game, it's black jerseys versus white jerseys.
Right.
Like
Right.
that's all it is. Like it's just team A versus team B. And
Right.
how do I know who to cheer for? So
Right.
if you tell me a story where it's like this person did this thing or this person did this thing, or this person does this, like, okay, now I'm invested because
Right.
now I have a reason to care.
Yeah, you have to tell the stories at the team level. Like, here's a story of this team versus this team. Here's why this game matters, or here's what's at stake. And you also have to tell it from the individual player level. And like, I think that's gradually starting to happen a bit more with women's sports, but there's still a really long way to go.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, hell, we went tonight to, it seems like every time we go to Higher Gravity up in Summit Park, they're always playing
Yeah.
women's softball on ESPN.
Yeah, I noticed that
Like,
tonight. Yeah.
that's like a reoccurring theme that we
Yeah.
keep seeing over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah, which I get because it feels like there's like a lot of women that play, I think it's one of those things where there's a lot of people that are playing, both men and women are playing soccer on the collegiate or on the high school level, and then also women playing softball on the high school level, and then that translates to the collegiate level.
Yep.
And yeah, I feel like there's an audience to be had there.
Yep.
Of people that can relate to that sport and like it.
Yep. 100%.
All right, so that kind of gets us through Portland. This gets us into Seattle. Holy Mountain Brewing Company.
Yeah, that was we drove into Seattle and went straight there, I think. Because we had it all, like, you always create these Google Maps of where we vacation. And so, like, you had figured out, like, it would make the most sense for us to go there immediately upon driving into Seattle.
I've always done this. Every
Yeah.
time I've ever, like, I started doing this when I was like 12. Like, I've always planned trips and where we're going, what's going to happen. And yeah, I was like, this is the place I want to go. If I get another place in Seattle, I want to go here. I
Yep.
want to go to this brewery.
Yeah, so maybe that's why we went there first, but it might have also just made sense as far as geographically where it was located.
It just happened to be like 1.5 miles from our fucking Airbnb.
Yeah, yeah.
It was super close. It was like, all right, let's just hit this. Let's go.
Yep.
Wow, what an incredible space. It was super cool. They had great beers. They played metal the entire time. Again, if your brewery has metal, I will go. I will come with you. You know, and they also had like really cool artwork for all of their t-shirts.
They did. I bought a tank top. I mean, they had really cool merch.
I bought a hat. It's a triangle with a dot in the middle.
You're drinking. Aren't you drinking from their mug?
I am drinking from their mug right now. Yep. Exactly. Yes, exactly. If your logo is a triangle with a dot in the middle, definitely gonna support you. Yeah, very cool spot. So, yeah, that place was great. We went to a lot of cool places where we were there. Cloudburst, which was super fun.
Yep.
That was great. Urban Family and Stoop. So we got to talk about these together.
Yeah, we do. Because they were like right across
Literally
from each other,
across the street.
Yeah.
Could not be more different in theme.
Yep.
Stoop was super cool. It was a... how would you describe it? It was kind of like they had like a big open front, and then we had to get in a line. And it was a long ass line.
It was.
And it was like one bartender for like 20 people.
Yeah.
Like,
I felt bad for them.
I felt so bad.
Yeah.
And we got there, but like they also had the Misfits Crimson Ghost logo, but as hops, that was one of their beers.
Yep.
And that was their whole thing. They were kind of artsy and punk rock. That was cool. But then across the street was Urban Family. Urban Family can suck my dick.
Yeah, why? So tell me why.
So we get to Urban Family. We go inside. It's super weird. It's like, wasn't it like pink and black or something? Like
I think so.
It was like this weird color thing. And then there's like 3 bartenders. And then you try to talk to them and ask them about stuff. And they're just being kind of dicks about shit. And then you try to order a flight. And instead of like handing you a thing with like small glasses inside of some kind of thing that holds them, they literally just hand us 4 fucking champagne flutes.
With like nothing to carry them in.
And
that was maddening.
And so now we're just like doing this like weird Edward Scissorhands thing where we're both carrying like 2 champagne glasses in each hand.
We might have had to make multiple trips from the bar.
Now we're having to like kick the door to get out.
Yep.
And get on their fucking porch. It sucked. The whole thing sucked. Fuck that brewery.
Hang on, backing up a little bit. We forgot to mention the brewery in Olympia that we stopped at on the way.
Oh shit, that place ruled. What was that called?
Was it 3 Magnets?
Yes.
I'm Googling.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. I was just looking back at my photos and I realized we forgot to mention that place. Yeah, that place was super cool. I really liked that place.
Yeah, that place was awesome. It had great food, great beer. I found
a photo of my flight. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out 3 Magnets.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about this. Great Notion.
Great Notion.
Great Notion is where we went and they played Sublime the entire time. Oh, gee.
We are haunted by Sublime. Why do we hear Sublime at so many breweries that we go to?
Breweries, stop playing Sublime. Stop playing Sublime.
It happened tonight, not at a brewery, but...
Well, brewery adjacent.
Yes.
A tap room. Stop playing Sublime at breweries. It's fucking terrible. Nobody wants to hear Sublime.
Yeah.
Sublime is so bad. Look, I get it. Bradley Knoll fucking overdosed and died. And that doesn't mean that we need to keep playing his music, okay? It means that they made an album that was okay at the time, and now everybody just romanticizes it, and it's fucking bullshit.
I mean, I guess we've talked about this before. Like, a lot of breweries are owned by...
White
dudes in their 40s.
Mid-40s.
So this is like the music they came of age to. It's like Sublime and like 90s grunge alternative.
Well, and here's the problem is they're fucking dorky white dudes that do not go beyond when they were like listening to music.
They kind of stopped listening to music.
Yeah. So they're like, oh yeah, man, like 90s, early 2000s, like that's the pinnacle. And it's like, no, there's been other bands that have come out since then. You can listen to stuff. Like, yeah, I always think it's interesting when we go to a brewery on a Saturday. If you go there at noon, they're playing 90s rock.
Yep.
And then if you get there at 5, they're playing stuff from the 2000s.
Yeah.
2010s. And then the later it gets, the more modern.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so crazy to me, the idea of like getting stuck in a fucking decade where it's like, this is all I listened to is the shit I listened to when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild, but there was a bunch of fucking dorky dudes that own breweries that fucking
Totally.
think that.
Totally. But I know there's been other times where we've been somewhere and Sublime comes on. Like it's happened like a comical number of times now.
It's so bad.
I know, and like I think we kind of hate them for different reasons. Maybe like my reason is that I worked at a Hot Topic in the late '90s. I'm dating myself here, but one of my managers was obsessed with Sublime, so Sublime was playing whenever she was working. The other one was obsessed with Marilyn Manson, so Marilyn Manson was always playing when she was working.
Ugh.
And the other one was obsessed. The other one was obsessed with Danzig. He was an older dude at the time.
Okay.
So like,
I at least like the Danzig guy. The Danzig guy.
you would have liked him. I wonder what happened to him. He was a cool dude.
Like, okay, the Danzig guy I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Fuck Marilyn Manson. And,
Yeah.
And Marilyn Manson's always been trash.
Yeah.
And so hasn't fucking Sublime.
Yeah, I know. So like, I just cannot listen to any of those bands anymore at all ever, because I just heard them ad nauseum.
Yeah, it's so bad. Yeah, no one wants that. Please, bars, stop playing Sublime, because the entire time we were at Great Notion, they literally played Sublime's greatest hits. So it was like
Right.
us and who was there with us?
Liesel.
Yeah, Liesel was there with us.
Yep.
And we were just all suffering. We're just all
Yeah,
like,
it was.
why is this happening right now? And just fucking, and listener, when I say hit after hit after quit, or hit after hit after hit, please know I'm making hit after hit after hit quote marks the entire time.
Yeah.
Because we just got bombarded with fucking nothing but awful,
Yeah.
awful Sublime.
Ugh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Siri is sorry.
All right. Let's pick this back up. Let's have a good day. So
Send this on a happy note.
So one of the best days of us being in Seattle is we started out going to the Museum of Pop Culture.
Oh, that place was amazing.
Wow, what a great museum!
Yeah.
I had a blast there.
Yeah, I did too.
It was so cool.
I loved it.
We got to see so much cool stuff. We got to see an exhibit about hip hop, which was incredible. Like multiple decade history of hip hop.
Yeah, it was like hip hop photography specifically,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Yep.
We got to see a bunch of guitars. We got to play a bunch of video games that were all like independent video game stuff.
That was super cool.
Including one where we could pee and fart on each other.
That's right. That's part of pop culture.
That's part of pop culture.
There was a Nirvana exhibit. There was a Pearl Jam exhibit.
The Pearl Jam exhibit, it was ridiculous because going in the Pearl Jam exhibit, so you got to go up the stairs. And
I kind of felt like I was in a Hot Topic, to be honest.
Yes, because the entire time you're walking up the stairs, there's like this whole thing where like Eddie Vedder is screaming. He's like, ho, 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 her, her, her. And you're just like, okay, this is the thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Also, they have an incredible basement that is horror and sci-fi themed.
Oh, yeah. You love that. Yeah.
I was fucking full mass the whole time.
Yeah.
It was so incredible.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
And then so after we left there, we ended up getting. Did we take the tram downtown? Was that the deal? Like the monorail?
Man. I remember. I think so.
Yeah. No,
we did.
Yeah.
We were walking around that whole area near the Pop Culture Museum. There was like a fountain. Oh, we did the Space Needle.
Yes, we did the Space Needle.
Yeah.
That was cool. And then we took the monorail downtown. We went to Old Stove Brewing, where they are located in the Pike Place Market.
Yes.
Which was very cool. Like
that was a super cool spot.
We got to sit on the bay and we got to drink beer.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And really good beer.
It was a really good beer.
It was really good. It was a lot of fun. That was a great time. And then we went to all right. So fill the listener in on this. This is your whole radio station DJ.
Oh
thing.
yeah. So I am a big fan of a radio station in Seattle called KEXP. They stream online. So I started listening to KEXP when WOXY in Cincinnati shut down in whatever year that was. I actually think they recommended that station as an alternative. So I started listening to it off and on. Like I wasn't always able to because of my work schedule or whatever, but essentially since I started working from home during COVID, and I think it was before that, like, I became a pretty regular listener, specifically of their morning show. The morning show DJ is named John Richards. And I think he's around my age, like mid 40s. And so like I love him as a DJ and just as a person. He talks very openly about like mental health and his own like struggles with mental health and family issues and death and addiction and lots of stuff. Just a very like real, relatable guy, and with like phenomenal music taste that aligns closely with mine. So like I'm kind of obsessed with that station and with John Richards specifically. So he, in addition to being a DJ, he owns or co-owns a bar/restaurant called Life on Mars in Seattle. So like I knew about all of this just from listening to the show. So like that was on my list. I wanted to go to KEXP, like the radio station, as well as to Life on Mars. And his morning show is super early. Like it starts at 10 our time, but like so 7 Seattle.
Time,
yeah. So like I knew we weren't going to make it to the station when he was on the air. So I was like, okay, like we still visited the station. I was like, maybe I can catch him at Life on Mars. And it happened like the day that we had the ability to go there, like he actually like promoted on his social media that he was going to be there that night, like I think DJing or something. So we're like, I was like, cool, we're going to go there tonight for dinner and drinks after we do like the touristy stuff, like the Space Needle and the
Pop Culture Museum and Pike's Place and all that.
So we went there and he was in fact there, got to meet him, got a photo. So between that and meeting Jenny from the Sports Bra, I was like, I checked off my bucket list items for this trip. I'm good. But yeah, he couldn't have been nicer. Like it was a thrill to meet him, honestly.
Well, I also want to point out my side of this where.
Yeah, please do.
So, listener, again, this is kind of back to a pro wrestling thing that I've always had a theory on, where it's like, if you go to indie wrestling show, there's like 300 people in a building, and they think that the person in the ring is like super cool and godlike, and like, oh my God, this person's a celebrity. And if you remove that wrestler and you take them a block over, and they go to a Subway, nobody knows who the fuck they are. And this is the same with like stand-up comedy and a bunch of other shit that I'm into. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, there is a level of celebrity, in the world where it depends on how many people know you. Like if you're a person like Tom Cruise, like you can't go anywhere because everybody knows Tom Cruise. But there's other levels of celebrity where it's like you can live an everyday life, but there's, maybe 2,000 people in America, 5,000 people worldwide that know who you are.
Right.
And you're able to make a career off of that, people knowing that. And so when we went to Life on Mars and we met the DJ, like you were like, oh my God, and then you were like, can we get a picture? And then I was going to take the picture and he's like, oh, get on in. And I'm like, I don't really care. Like, I don't.
Yeah. He just assumed that we were both like fans or listeners, but like really I couldn't care less.
So there's like this kind of awkward picture. I'm kind of like, half like, hey, cause dude,
I know.
I don't know who you are.
Yeah, you handled it well.
Yeah. I'm like, at the same time too, it's like, I also, I don't want to crush your ego. Like, I don't want to crush you and be yeah, bro, like, yeah, whatever. So I ended up in this picture and here we are.
It's a great picture.
It is a fun picture. So I'm glad we got to make that happen.
Me too.
Other fun things from that trip. Easy Street Records and Cafe. Highly recommend. Listener, it's a record store you can go to that also has a cafe with a bar.
I know. I'm kind of sad we didn't eat there because it looked really good.
Yeah. Breakfast did look delicious. Okay. So this brings us to Las Vegas 2023.
Oh, now we're back to the present.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Well,
the recent past.
The recent past.
Yeah.
Wow, what an adventure.
It was an adventure. Oh man, this doesn't seem like so long ago now. It was 3 months ago.
It does and it doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, so all right. So let's start from here. listener, I've always wanted to go to Las Vegas, but I've always had the caveat of I will never pay to go to Las Vegas because I'm not a gambler. Like, I like fantasy football, and I will do a handshake bet with somebody on a game, but I'm not the guy who's gonna like go to a casino and put money on. I mean, it's just not what I'm into. Like, I'm not into slot machines or blackjack or poker.
Yeah, me neither.
It does nothing for me. I just don't know how to work it, and I don't really care to know how to work it. Like, I get nothing from it.
Yep.
So that's always my deal with Vegas is like, I want to go to it at some point. I just don't want to pay for it. And so luckily the past few years I've been doing conferences out there as my job and I've been able to go to it. And so this year I was like, hey, do you want to come? And Lauren was like, sure. Cause she's never been there. And there we go.
Yep.
And so we ended up in Vegas on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, of all days.
Of all
Not
fucking
that
days.
like the Bengals weren't in it, so we didn't. Well, I didn't care. You wouldn't have cared even if they were, but it was still a really weird day to fly into Vegas.
Yeah. So we flew into Vegas on Super Bowl Sunday. We were getting taxied to our hotel as the game was going on.
Yeah.
We ended up like going out to dinner, and then as we were like on the strip, there was drunk women that were screaming at people about the Chiefs winning. Like that was very intense.
It was very intense. Vegas is just very intense in general.
Yeah, you are not a fan.
There was just a lot. Like, it was partly like just the flights and the jet lag. You know, I was just exhausted. I have to take stuff for motion sickness, so I was just extra tired. You know, and then it was just the overwhelming people and like, you know, it's just sensory overload, especially like coming out of a pandemic where you haven't necessarily been around massive crowds of people for a long time. And then I worked for the first couple of days we were there. Like, so, you know, I was starting work at 6 a.m. because it was 9 a.m. Cincinnati time. So I was just all messed up. So there was just a lot of like things that were stressing me out especially in the early part of that trip. It was not a relaxing vacation per se.
What did your massage therapist tell you?
Yeah. So one of the things I did, because since I started work at 6 a.m., I was then done by like 2 or 3. So one of the days I decided to like treat myself to a massage when I was done with work for the day. And like, she told me like, it'd been a while since I had a massage, but I was just like really tense and stressed. And I just thought it would be a nice way to treat myself and kill some time while Tank was at his conference. And she told me that like when she was working on my back, that it was like trying to knead frozen dough. Like she couldn't even like make a dent in like my muscle tightness because I was just that tense.
You are very intense. Like trying to walk through casinos with you and you're like, where are we at? What's happening? I'm like, I don't know.
It's very disorienting. I don't like not knowing where I am or where I'm going.
Yeah.
Like, and that is kind of the point of Vegas. Like, because they don't want you to leave. They want to keep you in the casino.
They want to trick
spending money.
They don't.
They're like, everything you need is here. Why would you leave? There's restaurants, there's bars, there's bathrooms, there's spas, there's hotel rooms. Like, there's no reason to leave.
We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of the moment we were in. And eventually what we ended up doing was I discovered the year before the brewery district there, which is the brewery/arts district. And so we ended up going there. And
I loved that part of Vegas.
And that
part of Vegas was awesome.
Way better.
Yeah.
Like getting off the strip and actually going and
100%.
hanging out was way fun.
Yep.
When we were there, we went to Fresa, Fresa, Phrases.
Phrases or Freezes? I don't know.
Freezes skate shop.
Yep.
Tell them about that.
Super cool. Like, apparently this just opened in the last probably year or so now, but it's a skate shop, like a roller skate shop. Oh, they might have had skate. Did they have skateboards too, or was it just roller skates?
I think it was primarily roller skates.
But they had like a
fucking half pipe.
Yeah, they had a half pipe or a ramp or yeah, I guess it was a half pipe. Right in the shop, and like you can actually like rent skates in there, and like if you don't have your own and skate on the ramp. But yeah, you found that place, but it was super cool. Like, they had skates and pads and helmets and all kinds of cute clothes. I bought a T-shirt, like clothes and stickers.
Yeah.
But it was in that same, that arts district area.
It was a very cool shop.
Yep.
The funny part about it was when we were there, there was like two dudes and a couple kids, and they were skating on the half pipe, and they were going back and forth. And the kids were doing this thing where like the kids would pop out of the half pipe, out of the bowl, and they would like jump on the 2x4 handrails that were up there. And so then one of the dads tried to do it and completely shattered one of the 2x4s. just blasted it in half.
I think I missed that entirely.
Oh, it was so funny. And the lady
man.
that was running the shop was not pleased.
Yeah, no, I don't blame her.
No, she was pretty fucking pissed.
Yeah.
After I went to Nightmare Toys,
Yep.
which was pretty fucking great.
Also very much your speed.
Very much my speed.
Did we go to Tacotarian that night?
We did. We went to Tacotarian, which is a really great
man.
vegetarian, vegan taco shop.
Seriously, some of the best tacos I've had in my entire life.
And then was it Craft House or what was it? That was the Clock Brewery we went to.
The Clock Brewery. I think so.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we ended up at Cerveza.
Yeah, I think it was Craft House where we went before that.
Yeah. But Cerveza was like a super cool tap room.
Yeah.
That had like multiple beer taps and a walk-in cooler. We made friends with the people.
We
that
totally
worked
made
there.
friends. They loved us. Didn't we get some free beer?
We got some free beers.
Yeah.
Yeah. We made friends because like the dude was like 20 years old, and I explained to him what the podcast was.
Yeah.
And he was just mind blown that
He was.
it's like, you talk to people about their hobbies. I'm like, yes, I do. All right, other fun shit that happened during that time. So Evil Pie in Fremont Street.
Yeah, that's an experience. Yeah, Evil Pie, highly recommend. It's probably like the cheapest you can eat like decent food in Vegas. Well, it like the special I got was like a slice and a beer. Was it $7 or $10? I don't know.
Something ridiculous.
Like first of all, if you've never been to Vegas, like everything is stupid expensive. Even like it's like twice as much as that you would spend here on like I remember getting like just like an egg and cheese sandwich and a coffee from like the little like breakfast place in our hotel, and it was like $25. Like it's insane. But Evil Pie is really good pizza and really cheap.
Yeah, it's great. The total punk rock dive bar, super huge slices. You can get beers there.
Yep.
Very cool. And it's right beside Fremont. Like, so basically, it's right outside Fremont Street. Dude, Fremont is insane.
Yeah, talk about sensory overload. There's just literally like 360 or 180, I guess. There's stuff going on. Like, there's stuff going on either side of you and also above you. Like, light shows with music and like all kinds of street performers and like just bars, restaurants, like just people just selling shit on the street. I took a couple videos, but it's just it's honestly hard to take it all in.
It's where America comes to party.
It is.
Like, it's that whole thing where like you see people wearing MAGA shit. And then, like, you'll see, like, a black dude that's rocking, like, a $20,000 chain.
Yeah.
And then you'll see, like, some Latino dude that's wearing, like, a fucking cowboy hat and, like, some kind of blinged out shirt that's probably, like, $500.
Yep.
Like,
it is all kinds.
It's everything. Like,
Yeah.
everybody is there. Everybody is partying. Like, people from the Midwest, people from the East Coast, people from fucking other countries. Like, it is an insane environment to be in. It is.
Yeah, it's kind of like Vegas itself. It's worth going once, and then you probably never need to go again. Oh, there was a brewery there that we went to, though, that was decent.
Oh, I forget the name of it. But yeah.
And that was not, like, crowded at all.
Yeah, it was totally chill.
It was totally chill, and we just got, like, beer in plastic cups and took it and drank it on Fremont Street.
Well, the highlight for Vegas for me was going to Beer Zombies. Because there's multiple Beer Zombies.
There are.
Can we talk about Beer Zombies for a second?
I'm going to talk about Beer Zombies while I Google the name of that brewery on Fremont Street.
So Beer Zombies is this... It didn't really start as a brewery. Like, it started as... There was a guy who started this brand called Beer Zombies. And then whenever there was various beer festivals, he would show up and he would sell t-shirts and other things with the graphic on it. And eventually he started like making friends in the brewery scene and started like brewing stuff and opening a bar. And then it turned into this thing where it was like, okay, so in Vegas, there would be Beer Zombies where it was a tap room situation where he was bringing in beers and kegs from other cities and other breweries that were really good and would have it there. And then eventually those people started like partnering with him, like, hey, let's like do a collaboration brew and come together and work on this. And that's how Beer Zombies like started to evolve.
Yep.
And now there's like multiple Beer Zombie tap rooms throughout Las Vegas.
Yeah, aren't there like 4 or 5?
4 or 5. Yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And it's way fun. They're way good. Definitely like kind of that metal theme again.
Yep.
You know, kind of like hard rock music.
Logo that looks like you designed it.
Logo looks like I would design it. Yes, indeed. Yeah, very, very fun going there. All right, let's come to the present. So right now, what do you want to do for your future vacations?
Yeah, we've got to figure that out.
We got one on the books.
Yes.
We got fall on the books.
We're trying again to go to Asheville in the fall. Fingers crossed we don't get COVID.
No
this time.
COVID.
No COVID. It's earlier in the month. It's in October, a little bit earlier than it was a couple years ago. Different Airbnb. Actually, we're staying in a hotel downtown for a couple nights and then in an Airbnb actually in Black Mountain for a couple nights.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a different experience. So yeah, we've got that on the books. Yeah, we don't really have like a 10-year anniversary plan yet. Like we made dinner reservations at Chef Ruby's downtown, but we don't have like a trip planned at the moment for our 10-year anniversary. I feel like every year we kind of try to go somewhere we've never been if possible. So I feel like Vegas was kind of that this year. You had been before, but we went to like places you hadn't been, like the Hoover Dam, and we went to like outlying parts of Vegas. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of in that spot right now where like we're trying to figure out like where to go next. I've suggested some stuff. I want to go to like Universal Studios in Florida. I've thrown out Cleveland. You're very cold on these things. So
I'm not as well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so keen on going to Florida at the moment with the current political climate. And like, I'm not opposed to Cleveland, but like, it just sounds funny to like think about telling people like, oh, we went to Cleveland for our 10-year anniversary.
We vacationed in Cleveland.
But yeah, I'm not opposed. I mean, that's kind of like, growing up on the East Coast, like, you're sort of biased because you're so close, like where I grew up, like I was so close to like Philly, DC, Baltimore, even New York City was just a few hours away, but like there's all kinds of places within driving distance of Cincinnati that are super cool in their own rights. So it's been cool over the years that I've lived here to like explore parts of the country that I had no idea about before.
Well, we try to keep figuring out like where to go next in terms of something between now and the fall, but with Asheville coming up, where do you want to go when we return?
When we return to Asheville?
Yeah.
Oh man, I've got to do some more research. Bromari is now no more.
Yeah.
So that's off the list. Definitely want to go back to Burial.
Yes. Always Burial.
Yeah. I kind of look to you to start the Google map and.
So I want to go to Dissolver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They look fucking awesome.
Okay. I don't think I know that one.
And I also want to go to New Belgium.
Okay. I do want to go back to Sierra Nevada.
And I want to go back to Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
Because it's so much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, can you let the listeners know where to find you online?
Yes. Did we not cover that in the beginning?
Well, yeah, but we plug it at the end.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. You can find me on Instagram at Lauren Bishop, and Twitter every so often, Missprint95, MISSPRINT95.
Hey, listener, thanks for tuning in. You can find me at Neil to No One on Instagram. And again, thank you for listening to the show. If you want to help with growing the show, just text or tell a friend about it. Like, algorithms, they kind of work against you. Like, it's not very easy to cut through the noise. But if you have a serious conversation with somebody and you're like, hey, are you into travel or are you into vacationing? Check out this episode. And then anything else you're into, check out the past 100 plus episodes. I definitely have something in there that they're going to want to listen to and check out. Honey, thank you so much for coming on the episode. I appreciate
Anytime.
you. It's so good.
Thank you for your hospitality.
All right, listener, peace.